or even me.
No, the reason it's too far is like I'm trying to keep this live. But I have a server designed for your edginess, all right?
Maybe I'll be the next collab.
I have a server you can join.
I don't think I've met this new person. I'm sorry, I don't want to mispronounce your name. What's up, G?
SVS.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, I go by different names on different platforms, so I just try to like keep it low key because these people are crazy. They don't give you an honest shake anywhere.
I think we're one of one. What can I call you?
Yeah, Jack is fine. I just go by Jack.
Jack, let me ask you a question. How do you feel about our president?
I have mixed feelings. I mean, I don't like him much more than the fact that all these people hate him for the most part. I mean, I have mixed feelings otherwise. So.
I mean, I think he switched the pendulum in a positive way.
No, I think he's a pussy.
Okay, but think of it like this. You may hate the guy, and I understand, He has not delivered on the promises he gave.
Fuck the promises.
However, let's look at the positives, right? We know the negatives. Now let's look at the positives.
Ice is good. That's about it.
Okay, and he's also shifted the conversation on many things. Number one, if we talk the way we talk right now 10 years ago, we would not be alive to see our families.
Well, a lot of us did. See, this is the thing is like 10 years ago, a lot of us did kind of like do this. I mean, I didn't really participate, but I was very much wanting to participate. And then like, the Charlottesville stuff happened and all this other stuff happened. And obviously there's a lot of infighting and feds and setups and people went to prison and stuff. So, this is the thing is like it's like how Alex Jones says, he's like, it's like a boa constrictor. Like they tighten up on you, they loosen up, they tighten up, they loosen up. Like it's not, you're trying to figure out what's going on. And this whole like Epstein thing has been brewing for 10 years. Now they finally release everything. And I don't know. I just think it's
like
the timing of all this in my opinion.
It's like most of the people involved in the list are dead. I mean, unalived. Sorry. Most of them are not really, breathing at the moment.
Not Daddy Don.
Okay. He's like on his way out. All right. Like,
or my goat, Russell Wilson.
Okay, if he's on the list, you shouldn't really call him your goat.
No, it was like a prop thing because he bought a jet off somebody who knew Epstein. He had no connection to it, but it's just funny to see him in the files.
All right.
Well, I mean, but like,
I don't. I'm gonna be honest, guys. I'm too lazy to read through that.
Well, same with Geno Smith.
I don't even trust any of it, anyways. Like they've had 10 years to doctor all that.
No, it's trust. I could tell you, trust it or not, Donald Trump's a pedophile.
I mean, even if that's true, like, what's the point in saying it? Like, you just sound like a communist leftist person. I mean, if your whole opinion of everything he's ever said and done is, well, he's a PDF file, it's like, then so let me guess, you're one of these 09A, like, let's burn it to the ground kind of people. Is that what you're saying?
No,
he's a Fishback supporter.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know what that means, but
James Fishback, he's
no,
like,
I know, but I mean, but he's like, okay, what's the point in saying Trump's a PDF? Like, what is the point of that? Like, let me guess, you're a Gavin Newsom guy, like, Gavin Newsom.
Fuck Gavin Newsom.
All right, so what's the point in saying, Trump's a PDF? Like, there's no way that you know that for sure, anyways. Like, you just sound like a Democrat, essentially.
But I'm not. See, that's the biggest problem. It's because like, I am a Republican. I'm a registered Republican. I'm a hardcore Christian. And it's like whenever I go on any of these lives. And
I mean, here's the thing, though. If you're a hardcore Christian, you're making accusations of things you don't know for sure. I mean, you don't know that 100%, right?
Yeah, it takes 45 seconds to look through those files.
You're getting files from the government and you believe everything you're saying, like just wholesale, like you just say, it's there in the documents. I believe it.
Well, I believe that it's suspicious the day Trump doesn't go to war with Israel's biggest opponent that the files do come out. That kind of raises an eye, don't you think?
I mean, I mean, my eyes have been raised for 20 years, and I mean, I've just seen nothing but BS come out of this whole bullshit.
Yeah, no,
there's nothing honest that's been released in the last 20 years.
Yeah, and I honestly think
back to what I'm saying, American Joe. back to what I'm saying. I'm not being disrespectful to you at all, Jack. I'm just like, I'm just voicing my opinions and how I feel, and like back.
Yeah, but as a Christian, you don't just like run your mouth and say, "Well, this person's a PDF and this." And that. I mean, like you need to know for sure if you're going to accuse people of stuff. Like, here's the thing: is you might be 100% correct, but I don't know that that's correct. Like, I don't think that you know that 100%.
I can understand where you're coming from, but it's like my biggest thing is like all these people, and I mean, and I'm once again not saying it's disrespectful, but like you just did it. Everybody just assumes like I'm just some hard liberal freak, and like I'm not.
No, he said you sound like one. Doesn't mean you are one.
Yeah, I know, but everybody says that to me, and it's like I'm not though.
Well, but maybe you should take it under advisement. I mean, and again, like I'm not even being a dick to you. I'm just saying like it's just weird because I've seen this where 10 years ago, all the people that were telling everybody to go march in the streets for your statues not to be torn down and, F N-words and, all this stuff. Those same people are now saying, well, I'm just a liberal and, I need to be a really smart liberal Democrat guy because I need to do this and that and trick everybody and be a little, be like the Jays because we hate the Jays. And it's like, I've seen this same shit play out for 10 years straight where people just pretend to be one thing and they're another. So, I mean, it's not coming out of nowhere. Like I've seen this happen over and over.
Those people are just brainwashed goys. That's not what I am.
Well, okay,
I mean, I think you're using the language of the goy. So in a sense, I mean, you kind of are, right?
But like I'm not.
I mean, you are because basically, if you believe all those Epstein files, then that means that you believe that Epstein was literally behind 4chan and all these like Reddit and all these memes and all that stuff, right? So
I mean, the reason he even got involved in 4chan is so that he could censor the right. Like the reason he got so involved is so he could censor the right wing.
Well, it's not. I think it's more than that. I mean, I think that the whole left wing and the Israel, whatever the country we can't talk about over there, like they've basically run all of white nationalism for a long time in America, right? But I'll put it like this: since George Lincoln Rockwell was unalived, you can't really trust any of these white nationalists, in my opinion. And I say that as someone who's like somewhat sympathetic to like their framing of the world, but it's like name one person who's claiming to be a white nationalist that's like not probably compromised by this whole like
Nick Fuentes.
I mean,
he's a fed.
We don't know that 100%. I like Nick, but I just don't. I mean, my biggest problem with Nick is the whole Catholicism thing. Like, I don't trust the Catholic Church in a lot of ways. So, like, that's my biggest problem.
I mean, I honestly think at this point, the thing is like whether the country is Catholic, Orthodox. It's like, honestly, as long as we just pick one of those apostolic faiths, like, yeah, I would prefer this country to be Orthodox, but it's like we're kind of like in a position where we're like a mixture of many denominations. So that's not going to happen for a while.
Well, no, I agree. See, I agree with you, but here's my argument. Like, I'm very, and again, maybe I'm just super paranoid and it's all no reason, but like, I truly do think that like they've thought ahead about that. And my biggest suspicion about the Epstein thing of like in this specific area is like, it's kind of weird that they're saying, well, Dugan might be useful to the Jays or all this stuff.
Oh, you got, I like that.
But yeah, so the thing is it's just very strange that because here's the thing. I truly think that if you were the J, right, and you're running all this stuff against white people, what better way to trick them than to get them to fall back into quote unquote traditional Christianity and have those churches infiltrated and have them basically trick you into becoming back into the foot soldiers of the J.
Yeah,
right?
But the main problem is, okay, maybe they tried, I guess, to do that to use it, but I think the reason they failed is because I was personally, I know people in my personal life who are more exposed to like clerical fascism, like who go to my church, right? I have a like you go to a Orthodox church, you talk to the young guys there, a lot of them are going to be clerical fascists.
I get it, but again, like you know, a lot of the ortho bros, like they're deceived in a lot of ways. And like, I don't say that because like I hate on them, but it's like, they're just young. Like, look, a lot of you guys are just young and you want to join the church and your heart, I think your heart's in the right place, but I'm just saying like, you want to join the church and your heart, I think your heart's in the right place, but I'm just saying like, there's so much weird, like schisms and stuff going on. And I'm just saying like, it's something you have to be aware of, in my opinion, like, you know, really hardcore about it because, you know, I'm not saying like, I don't think that the gates of hell won't prevail against the church, but at the same time, doesn't mean that the devil's not going to try his hardest to like get Christians to like do stuff in the name of Satan. Do you see what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you know,
as an example though, right? Do you think people liking and admiring this man, you know, is what the Jays would want out of us, right?
Who's that? Spangler or something?
Codriano.
I don't know who that. I don't know who that is, but here's the thing.
He was
but here's the thing is like
he was on the extreme end of anti-Semitic.
But here's the thing, like, here's the thing. Why are they pushing Mean Mr. Mustache so hard though? Like, see, and here's the thing is like, I'm not going to counter signal Mean Mr. Mustache, but at the same time, it's like, they're pushing so hard because they want us to be a caricature. Like the way, from my opinion, and this is what's weird is like, they're throwing Noam Chomsky in the Epstein files, right? Maybe it's true, maybe it's not, but like Noam Chomsky was 100% correct in like almost everything he said about the way the system is using manufacturing of consent, manufacturing of evidence. And that's my point about Mean Mr. Mustache. And again, I'm not going to say that like it's all wrong. I think most people's reasons for saying that they agree with it are in the right place. But what I'm saying is that it's weird how they like push that out is like, oh, you want to embody this guy. And then the liberals don't care. Like you could literally be the nicest Mr. Rogers guy in the world. They're still going to call you Mean Mr. Mustache. They don't, it's not about the mustache. It's not about whether you agree with him or not, right? You might as well just agree with him. But at the same time, it's like, they love that you just openly endorse Mean Mr. Mustache because then they can go to their constituents and make them feel like totally righteous in their hate for you, right? Now, it's not justified for the most part, but that's the way that they're playing their game, right?
Well,
and
yeah, that's why
I
mean, I don't support Mustache to begin with, but I do not think it's wise to support Mustache, you know. Optically speaking, Mustache support should not be, you know.
Yeah, I agree. But my point is like, even if you do everything right, you don't do it. Like, again, like if you do everything right, you don't do it. Like, again, like the guy you're talking to earlier, that Rolando guy, I mean, the dude is clearly being just dishonest. Like the fact is you're white, he hates you. You're Christian, he hates you. You're American, he hates you. But he won't say that, right? Of course, he's not.
Yeah, I mean, that, right? I had an African American left winger make a video on me, basically trying to say flags like this in my other American Iron Guard flag, is a Patriot Front neo-Yahtzee symbol. But the thing is, he even admitted it originated from the Iron Guard. So instead of, you know, assuming I'm Patriot Front, assuming, you know, I'm, you know, instead of assuming I'm like a racial supremacist, he, you know, he should have just assumed, oh, this guy is a fan of the Iron Guard. This guy's a clerical fascist. You know, engage with that.
Why'd Robert leave?
Yeah, sorry, I was in a different screen for a second. Hold on 1 second.
Robert.
Yeah.
What you doing, man? Load up some fucking pure Colombian shit up there.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was in the middle of something. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just bizarre. I mean, you can't.
Feels
really
like it's like the common sense would have been like the guy admitted in the video that hey, this originates from the Iron Guard. So instead of, you know, making the intelligent assumption. Oh, this guy's an American Legionnaire. All right, it's in the name, you know. Instead of being, you know, Mr. Schizo restarted.
Well, here's the thing: is because you're an American and you want borders, they call you Mean Mr. Mustache. So again, that's what I'm saying. Is like it doesn't even matter.
Yeah,
like
they didn't call me Mr. Mustache. They called me Patriot Front.
Well, that basically is code for like neo Yahtzee, essentially.
Hmm.
Yeah, because there's some racists. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's awfully weird that they would associate me, who has advertised myself as an American, you know, Iron Guard fan, when the Iron Guard has spoke heavily against racism because it is condemned in the Orthodox Church, and like the Iron Guard was
Christianity wholly rejects racism outright. So that's what's funny is like they just call all Christians racist. It's like we literally don't even believe that race is a real thing in the way that they're using it, right? So
well, no, race is real. I just don't think you should dislike people because of it.
Well, no, but like race is a made up term by like a bunch of like Jewish communists. Like there wasn't really like a concept of race in the way that we look at it, like in the biblical days, right? Like they didn't say, well, you know, there's like a race of people that are better than another. I mean, maybe you could argue like Jews maybe believe that, but I think even that's kind of dubious. I mean, Abraham wasn't a Jew, obviously, right? Like Moses maybe wasn't even a Jew. So it's like people be even, right? Like, I don't know. It's like, it's kind of one of these things where it's like they're reading a lot into the text of the Old Testament and then completely ignoring the New Testament. And again, this is why I say that most Protestantism and stuff is really just an occult version of Christianity. It's not even actually Christianity. And again, this is not even actually Christianity. I mean, I'm not saying that all Protestants aren't Christian, but what I'm saying is the theology of Protestantism can be used heavily for occultism and all this other stuff, right? So that's kind of what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I mean, my big issue with the thing, right, is the fact that we have this, I guess, worldview that like race doesn't exist, which it exists, but doesn't mean you should dislike people because of it. Like, you know, I think race is a real thing because
here's what I mean though. Like, there's no such thing as white, right? Europeans have slaughtered and unalived each other for thousands of years, and it didn't matter that they were white, right? Like, there's no like thing that was known as white in the past, right? So they're just giving us like a new term, you know, like they call like here's what white is. I'll tell you what white is. White is basically what they did allegedly to the colored people, right? They said, you guys are N-words, you're just this thing, right? That's what they're doing to whites, and that's what they're doing to Asians, that's what they're doing to everybody. They want you to be collectivized into some like blob of a group and just oversimplify categorizations, right? Now, again, I'm not saying that it's not useful in the common political discussions to use the terms of race and all this stuff, but what I'm saying is like it's still a trap in some way, right? And I'm just saying, like, we have to be cognizant of that it is going to be used as a trap against us in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I mean, I think when it comes to, you know, race, I think it's helpful to recognize that, you know, we came from, you know, when we went to Europe, we had to adapt to cold climates, and because of natural selection, the only like the, you know, the genes that are capable of surviving in such environments survived. So that is why a race is real to an extent, but I don't think, because I think there's a problem. The liberals will, you know, say race doesn't exist, you know, they'll be heavily emotional about it. But then you'll have you know, the very extreme right, the Patriot Front, the Yahtzees, you know, of those people who make race their god, you know.
Yeah, that's my point. Is both well, and a lot of the left wing is doing this too, where they're like, all white people are inherently the only people that can be racist or whatever. But again, it's just like, so what you have to do is say, okay, what does that mean? And then they'll say, well, only white people can be racist because of blah blah blah. Then you have to say, well, really what you mean is prejudice, or can black people be prejudiced? And they'll say, well, yes, but it's justified because of 400 years of oppression or whatever. And then you say, okay, so do you want to talk about what Africans did to each other, or Native Americans?
By the way,
or any
can
of
I
these
show you a
people?
book you should pick out at a Barnes and Noble if you want to understand the Legionaries?
For shizzle?
Sure. Well, I should probably see if I can. Okay, this would probably work better.
All right, looks like a Christian book.
Yeah, for my Legionaries. Then we have What is Communism by Horace. What is Communism? Marxism Unveiled by Horace Sima. And there's other like Iron Guard books like Nest Legionnaires, which, if I'm going to be honest, it's an expensive book, but it's a good book. Get as much Iron Guard literature as you can, because we're EU and like the global elites are like Romania has made this book, the Legionnaire book and the Sima books, illegal. So like these books are under heavy censorship. That's why they're so expensive. Just ask any Romanian dude for proof. So it's a miracle that these books even are in the U.S. in English, printed, by the way.
Where?
Sorry, guys, I'm in the middle of winding down the family and stuff. I'll come back in a minute. I'll be listening though. I'll jump back in a minute. Sorry.
This guy's racist. Going to take care of this.
All right,
family.
I just turned off my camera because I'm like I was starting to get itchy under that mask. So
Whatever, bro.
yeah, but yeah, I really recommend For My Legionnaires by Codriano.
So why will you read that book, but you won't read like the E-file?
Yeah.
Like
it's
I guess
I
there's
don't
a
trust
lot
the
more.
government. Like it's like I don't know what bullcrap they added to that.
I guess
I
there's
don't
a
trust
lot.
versus Legionnaires, which is like a book. The Legionary book is like it's a compilation of like letters and writings and all that stuff from Codriano into like manual, right? Or his prison notes are his notes he wrote while he was in prison of persecution, right? Or if you read Marxism Unveiled, which is like a pretty quick book, it gives you informative information on our communist friends.
A quick book to you.
I mean, hold on. Okay. Let's see how Marxism Unveiled is, all right? I'm going to check. 124. Much quicker than the Epstein files, by the way.
I'm disagreeing, but
Also, the Epstein files, man, or the E-file. The Epstein files, man. Listen, I kind of don't want to burn my eyes with gross stuff like that at the moment.
well, it's not like there's like pictures and stuff.
Okay. But even hearing like it's kind of enough to get the picture, It's like, also it's like, what am I going to read in there that I am not already predicting? It's like, what? That I am not already predicting. It's like, what? Oh, we're controlled by elite PDFs. You mean the thing that we have been predicting?
This man.
Okay, is the Epstein? Are the e-files under 485 pages?
Huh. No, it's over like 3.5 million, I think.
Jeez. So for my legionaries and the Bible are shorter books. Like I could probably take my entire library and it would be shorter. Right?
Fair enough. You could just read specific parts on like people you want to know about the
Yeah, I guess I'll search people up in there, see if there's.
No.
I mean, I'm just convinced at this point all my celebrities will be in there, so it's like. I mean, at least not Kanye because he doesn't seem he
You know
seems
who
too
ain't
busy
in there?
worshiping Mustache Man. So
You know who ain't in there?
Kanye.
He's probably in there. I was gonna say Adam Sandler, but
I hope Kanye is not in there, man. Too much.
yeah, his music's sorry. I guess I don't know. I don't really listen to him, but you know why I don't listen to that type of shit?
Because he's a Yahtzee.
No, I don't really care if he is or not.
What's your issue with him then?
Because I don't listen to rap music.
What's your issue with rap music?
Huh?
What's your issue with rap music?
Because then, well, I'd hate to say it, and then you get your life taken down, but then certain types of people can hold that over your head, and I'm not for that.
Oh, you mean the Jays?
What?
The Jays can hold that over your head?
Different group of people.
The BLKs?
There you go.
Okay.
And plus, it's just not my style.
Lent's coming up soon. I'm actually gonna get rid of secular music, so I likely won't be listening to Kanye for that time also, because I am gonna be participating in the Great Lent. So that
Lent?
it's a 40-day fast. It's a 40-day fasting period.
Oh, fuck that, dude. Holy shit.
I mean, it's like a traditional Christian thing among like Catholics and Orthodox.
Yeah. I don't believe in doing that.
Like you basically fast until Easter from like February 23 to like March 10.
Yeah, so you want to stop eating good food.
Well, the thing is, it gets you to drop the materialism. It gets you to get closer to God because also because like this I mean it's kind of it's at the end of the day it also helps us against materialism because I've seen American materialism and like it I understand wanting it but it gets to a point in America where everyone just tries to get the new phone all the time.
Oh yeah, I don't care about that shit. You know what I do care about though? You know what else I was gonna say?
What?
Tools so I can fix all my own shit. Other than that, I don't need fucking anything, dude. Minus a vehicle to get back and forth to work and fire calls. Other than that, I don't give a shit. Oh, and my son, whatever he wants, I guess. But yeah, my son is whatever my son wants. Yep. Wow, it fucking map. You've got to be fucking kidding me.
What?
I am so fucking pissed right now. You've got to be fucking shitting me, dude. See, and this is why I stopped playing games.
You should play Hearts of Iron.
I'm chilling, bro. After seeing what the fuck
Good,
happened.
nigga.
How you doing, dude?
Doing all right.
Bro, this
Just
shit
kind of
is-
chilling, going to school.
Do you do? I was thinking of doing a Hearts of Iron servers of like my followers, since we have enough people probably
Dude, I
to
don't have
where
a
we could
PC.
just fill up a whole server probably, and they'll be like I'm thinking we go into an online match, right? And like we see how many, if we can just make one huge faction, right? Against just like a small server.
Yeah, I don't have a PC, so that's just not going to happen.
Oh, okay, I see what happened.
But at least for me, I'm not going to be able to participate in that. But
All right, you
Yeah,
can be
why
the hype man at least, all right?
the hype man, maybe. I don't know. I've been thinking about getting one forever, but I just haven't gotten around to doing it. So
I mean,
A PC? It's
Yeah.
well worth it, my brother.
yeah, my brother built one recently. I just haven't really gotten into that stuff. So.
you just,
Brother built one recently. I just haven't.
if I'm going to be honest, it's actually pretty good because, well, if we're going to be honest,
You can build your own PC, have that PC for the rest of your life, and never need a game console if you play video games, or
I just
You can
haven't really
use
been
it
playing
for
that many
work,
games
or
recently.
you can
either.
use it for. Dude, farming simulator, my brother.
Farming Simulator.
Yes,
I don't know.
sir.
I played Black Ops 2 a couple weeks ago.
Farming.
I played Black Ops 2 a couple weeks ago. They've made.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, bro. 2 and 6 are probably my favorite. 2 and 6 are probably my favorite.
Bro just
Yes.
decided to throw 6 in there. That's crazy.
Bro, the 6 is better than. I'm not gonna say the
Then the
next
first
number.
one, dude, there's no way.
Dude,
You have to play this again. I mean, like the first one's arguably like
6 is better than 7.
the graphics, bro. And
the
yes,
dude. Modern Warfare 2019 had better graphics than that.
brother. Nah, dude.
Yes, it did, dude. Modern Warfare 2019 still holds up. It's still like way better than most of the new games that have come out in terms of like graphical fidelity.
Hey, man, you're entitled to your opinion.
Okay.
Okay, we need to unironically work on this Hearts of Iron thing. Chenny, get your PC soon. We need a Hearts of Iron thing. And I'm thinking, we could we have like a list of my top tier haters. So we have the fake progressive tough guy. All right.
You have the fake account that somebody made for you.
Oh, you can
Fake account that somebody made.
who that is. Like that me and that person used to be friends. It was probably someone from that group.
starting to like go to my other lives.
You don't like your followers pouring
No, I
into
like my
lives?
followers. They're chill, but like they go a little over the top. So I think it's funny, but other people kind of make a problem out of it.
I mean,
I like
I don't
them, though. I
mind them
think they're
here. I
good.
mean, as long as like,
Well, yeah, I mean they're chill here. This is like a base space or whatever. But I have other spaces that I kind of just like to chill in. So
oh yeah, like I understand. Like, but for this space, I'd encourage you to come here.
yeah, I mean I don't know if they're gonna come to this one though. It's just kind of
Oh no,
yeah. I mean I don't know if they're gonna come to this one though. It's just kind of.
oh no. If they do, I mean, that'd be
I mean,
great.
yeah. I mean, like I said, they're always welcome in this space. Obviously, it's like
Yeah,
right
just
in-
not like the ones we're debating some liberal, right?
No, but well, that's okay. So this is sort of the position I'm in. That's sort of the point in like where I'm in is that whenever I go live, it'll like tell everyone in the server, and they'll all start to show up. Like HH by Kanye in there and fucking
Oh my
Bro,
gosh,
eating
how does
raw,
every-
like drinking
No,
raw eggs
Robert
on
does
fucking
that all the
stream.
time.
So, but yeah, I mean, it's funny, but like
It gets
Yeah,
to
you're
a
like-
point where we're trying
Yeah,
to have
right, right.
conversations, and then to a
Like-
point, one guy I was debating, we were having a kind of civil conversation, not that civil, but then Robert joins. I mean, no, he was here previously, but he was playing HH. As we were debating multiple times because you saw the outfit I was wearing when I had my camera on, right?
Yeah. Dude, my American history professor's like really based. Like he passed around Confederate coins the first day of class. And he said that tens of thousands died in Sherman camps. Tens of thousands. So I thought that was really funny.
Tens of thousands. Okay, at least has to be 271,000.
Yeah,
right.
it's tens of thousands.
No, it's
Bro has a
271,000.
PhD too. That's the best part about it.
Robert's back. Robert, get your Robert's back. Robert, get your ass up here, bro.
Robert, get up here or you go to prison.
And Carolina, would you like to come up, brother?
Oh, what's up, Robert?
Hey, Daddy.
It's crazy.
I'm back, bitch.
Play any golf recently?
No, I've been just sucking cock recently.
Oh, really?
It's been just
Things, right?
No, actually, I haven't played in a minute. It's too cold out.
It's too cold out. Oh, okay. I didn't know where you were located. It's too cold out. Oh, okay. I didn't know where you were located.
I'm up in Jersey for another week, and then I head back down to Florida.
Okay.
Damn, you rich motherfucker.
Dude, we have
All right, chill.
it fucking sucks because we have a foot and a half of snow outside. We use the sidewalks, dude.
Where you at?
Ohio.
Yeah, fuck Ohio.
Hey, it's not that bad. Columbus is nice. We have good golf in Columbus. Have you seen Dublin? The PGA comes here like every year.
No, actually, Ohio is like one of the few states I haven't played in yet.
Dude, we have the best courses. I think it's what is the golf course in Dublin? It's I'm gonna look it up.
American Legionnaire. Do you like black people though?
Yeah,
It's the Muirfield Country Club. That's the good one.
I
The membership
like
fees
I mean,
like
black
no
$150.
brainer.
Voice slap right now.
Are you calling me black?
You kind of sound like you know.
Brother, you've seen me on cameras so many fucking
He
times.
just has a little bit of twang in his voice. Doesn't mean he's black.
No,
Dude,
yo,
the
he
black
could be
people got
like,
it from
Mi-
us. Did
you know
forget?
Michael Jackson, right? Right? Do you know who the pioneer of transracialism is? Michael Jackson.
Mm. He was Jew woke. Did you know that?
He was what?
He was Jew woke.
That's
No,
why,
Epstein at the same time. so I don't know.
that's why they framed him for being a PDF.
That's probably why, actually. Yeah, because he got in trouble with the ADL for some of his song lyrics. So it was pretty interesting.
Did they understand the things he said on Twitter?
Dude, I wonder how Michael Jackson would interact with Kanye in this era. That would be really interesting to think about.
What about this crew of people? What about this crew of people?
I'd hang out with them.
Okay, dude, you're
Bro,
gonna get the live ticket. Please don't. Dude,
Bro,
you're gonna get the.
Oh, he didn't draw on his
Damn.
face.
Damn, golfer, you finally decided to show your face. Huh?
Nah, these aren't me.
Wait,
Oh, so-
Robert, you play.
Me.
Wait,
Oh, so-
Robert, you play golf, okay?
Yeah.
Yo, American.
And S accounts?
Yeah.
Played. How cool is that?
Oh, to be fair, I follow everyone who follows me. Like, National Socialists follow me because, like, I'll post Iron Guard stuff. And I guess, or like, people will follow me because, let's see, I'll say certain things, but then you'll have like things, but then you'll have it's, like National Socialists follow me because of different reasons, but they do kind of see me as a moderate
Or if
or
they found out who your
liberal or
girlfriend was,
whatever.
they
Because
probably
like
wouldn't
most
believe
NS people, are I mean, we had Stryker on the other live. I think on a previous live, he did did
What the fuck is NS people though?
National Socialists.
Oh, okay.
Yahtzees, if you will.
Oh, okay. There we go. Okay.
Yeah, I just follow anyone who follows me. So just follow anyone who follows me. So
Are you opposed to NS ideology?
I think if we could just make it Christian,
Mm.
if we could just get scrap NS and then just make it national distributist, I think
Are
they
you
would be
guys
onto
reading
something.
what this person's saying in the comments?
What are
Which
they saying now?
comment specifically?
They said our skin is our uniform. Colors do define a person.
Well, it correlates. I mean, I wouldn't say it's necessarily like it defines them entirely, but there's certainly a huge correlation between your skin tone and culture and behavior.
Okay, yeah, I don't listen. Okay, yeah, I don't listen. The thing
What
is,
race do you know about like genotype and phenotype?
Yeah.
differences?
the thing is though, like
George Bush,
I-
can you get a cock
I
reveal?
think National Socialism can be redeemed if we replace the socialism with distributism, and if we make it like very clerical and religious.
Okay, so just not,
And if we make it like very clerical and religious.
okay, so just not National Socialism then. that wouldn't even be National Socialism at that point. That'd be an entirely different ideology.
No. So we'll keep. We're gonna make it distributist. We're gonna make it nationalist,
Now American
and we're gonna
vote-
make it very Eastern Orthodox. Make it nationalist,
now American
and we're gonna
vote-
make it very Eastern Orthodox.
would
right?
Mustache
And
Man
we're
do
gonna
better?
put the Iron Guard flag instead.
Hold on.
Let's see. I mean,
Let's hear the gymnastics. Let's hear the gymnastics.
probably wouldn't like it.
No, I'm not talking about like your like theological practices. I'm talking about like what the fuck, bro. Bro, you're gonna get the live taken down to get that shit out.
Okay, Robert, I have to. Okay, that's better. Okay, that's better. Okay, do you mean
Yeah.
like my edgy TikToks? Dude,
Yeah, no, never mind. Okay, what do you think about Patriot? From that topic, what's your opinion on Patriot Front American?
oh, you saw the leftist making the video on me?
You have people making videos about you. You have people making videos about you.
You didn't see the
Yes,
leftist
people
spurg out?
making
Hold
fake
on.
accounts.
भी मेमरान आके बैठ रहे हैं, बिग अस्सलाम वालेकुम, क्या हाल है गाजी भाई? ठीक है, चले जी। जितने भी मेमरान आके बैठ रहे हैं, बिग रिस्पेक्ट है। जिनके 2020 करवा रही हूँ, किसी ने कहीं जाना नहीं। जी जी, ठीक ठाक, अल्लाह का शुक्र। सॉरी गाजी भाई, कल आपकी ब्रॉड पे मैं जब आई तो मेरा क्या से कहते हैं थोड़ा सा मसला हो गया था, मैं ब्रॉड छोड़ के वो मसले की तरफ निकल गई थी। माजरत आपकी ब्रॉड पे, आप कहते हो कि आ गई, भाग के निकल गई। बस आप लोग दुआ में याद रखा करें, आप भी हमारे भाई हो। चले जी, जितने भी मेहमान, तू भी चले जाके सो। चले जी, जितने भी मेहमान आके बैठे, बिग रिस्पेक्ट है। डबल टैप करते जाएं, ब्रॉड को शेयर करते जाएं। टाइपिंग करनी है फास्ट, लाइव को करना है ज्यादा से ज्यादा शेयर, किसी ने भी स्लो वर्किंग नहीं करनी। जितने भी न्यू मेहमान आ रहे हैं, प्लीज मल्टी गैस में रिक्वायर डालें, तभी आप लोगों को ऊपर पिक करेंगे। सब लोग मिलकर जरा फास्ट वर्किंग करते जाए। कौन? चले जी, जितने भी मेहमान आके बैठ रहे हैं, सब लोग मिलके फिर सोया जाके। चले जी, जितने भी न्यू मेहमान आ रहे हैं, प्लीज मल्टी गैस में रिक्वायर डालें। भाई सब लोग मिलके जरा फास्ट वर्किंग करते जाएं, डबल टैप करते जाएं, ब्रॉड को शेयर करते जाएं। टाइपिंग करनी है फास्ट, लाइव को करना है ज्यादा से ज्यादा शेयर। अभी मैं एक दो बंदों ने टीम भी ज्वाइन की थी, जरा मुझे बताएं कि इन्होंने टीम ज्वाइन की थी। मैं काम कर थी, पता नहीं चला। सब लोग मिलकर टीम ज्वाइन करना मस्ट है। सब लोग एक दूसरे की लिस्टों में ऐड होते जाया करें, एड बैक देते जाया करें, डबल टैप करते जाया करें, ब्रॉड को शेयर करते जाया करें। टाइपिंग करनी है फास्ट, साथ साथ मिलके गुड की स्टिक चलाते जाए। आपको पिक करें, ऊपर के लिस्टों में भी आते जाए। जितने भी मेहमान बैठे हैं, सब लोग एक दूसरे को क्यों नहीं फॉलो बैक दे रहे हैं? सब लोग एक दूसरे की लिस्टों में ऐड होते जाए। अगर आपको मेरी आवाज आ रही है, आप लोग एक दूसरे को फॉलो बैक देंगे तो जल्दी जल्दी गुड की स्टिक चलाएं। सिस्टर आप भी आई हुई है, क्या हाल है? चले जी, जितने भी मेहमान आके बैठ रहे हैं, बिग रिस्पेक्ट है। सब लोग एक दूसरे की लिस्टों में ऐड होते जाए, एड बैक देते जाए, डबल टैप करते जाए, मस्के लगा रहे हैं। चले जी, जितने भी मेहमान आके बैठ रहे हैं, जल्दी जल्दी ऊपर की लिस्टों में आके आर्डन का मैसेज करेंगे तो आपको पिक करेंगे, नहीं तो मैंने भी नहीं करना। जल्दी जल्दी से ऊपर के वालों की लिस्टों में डबल टैप करते जाए। पेंडू भाई भी आए, चले जी मैं आपको पिक करती हूँ। शेयर मार के जा तो सीख थोड़ी सी, चल। बहुत शुक्रिया। चले जी, जितने भी मेहमान आके बैठे, प्लीज दो गुस्से में डबल टैप करते जाए। शेयरिंग लगाना मस्ट है। चले जी, जितने भी मेहमान आके बैठे, बिग रिस्पेक्ट है। सब लोग एक दूसरे की लिस्टों में ऐड हो जाए, एड बैक देते जाए, डबल टैप करते जाए, ब्रॉड को शेयर करते जाए। टाइपिंग करनी है फास्ट। थैंक यू सो मच सिस्टर, आप भी ऊपर आ जाए। चले जी, अभी पिक कर रहे हैं, जल्दी जैसे टीम ज्वाइन करते जाए। जिन्होंने टीम नहीं ज्वाइन की, प्लीज जरा गुस्से में टीम ज्वाइन करते जाए। टीम ज्वाइन करना मस्ट है। सब लोग एक दूसरे की लिस्टों में ऐड होते जाए, एड बैक देते जाए, डबल टैप करते जाए, ब्रॉड को शेयर करते जाए। टाइपिंग करनी है फास्ट, लाइव को करना है ज्यादा से ज्यादा शेयर, किसी ने कहीं जाना नहीं, कहीं दिल लगाना नहीं, अपने प्यारे प्यारे हाथों से डबल टैप करते जाए, एक दूसरे की लिस्टों में ऐड होते जाए। भाई आते साथ ही अपना माइक म्यूट करते जाए। सिस्टर क्या हाल है? ठीक है। चले जी, जितने भी मेहमान आके बैठ रहे, सब लोग एक दूसरे की लिस्टों में ऐड होते जाए, एड बैक देते जाए, डबल टैप करते जाए। पिक कर रही हूँ, बस 2 मिनट। चले जी, आप आइए हमारी ब्रॉड पे, बहुत शुक्रिया। चले जी, जितने भी मेहमान आके बैठे, सब लोग एक दूसरे की लिस्टों में ऐड होते जाए, एड बैक देते जाए, डबल टैप करते जाए, ब्रॉड को शेयर करते जाए। डबल टैप ब्रॉड दा शेयर। टैपिंग करनी है फास्ट, लाइव को करना है ज्यादा से ज्यादा शेयर, किसी ने भी स्लो वर्किंग नहीं करनी। जितने भी मेहमान बैठे, अपने प्यारे प्यारे हाथों से डबल टैप करते जाए, ब्रॉड को शेयर करते जाए। जिनका अभी आए नहीं है, सब लोग जरा मुझे 0 का मैसेज करें, जो अभी तक ऊपर आए नहीं है। सब लोग मिलकर जरा वर्किंग करें, डबल टैप करें। मैंने अब सबकी डबल टैप चेक करनी है, साथ साथ शेयरिंग करनी है कि मेरी बोर्ड पे कौन कौन जाग रहा है, कौन कौन सोया हुआ है। चले जी, मैं साथ साथ पहले वर्किंग करूंगी। जो न्यू मेंबर है, क्योंकि ऊपर काफी लोग सोए हैं जिनको मेरी आवाज नहीं आ रही, सब लोग मिलकर जरा फास्ट वर्किंग करें। ये देख रहे हैं, ये भी सोए हुए हैं। चले जी, जितने भी मेहमान आके बैठते जो वर्किंग करेंगे, मैं साथ साथ उनकी अब वर्किंग चेक करनी है कि कौन हमारी बोर्ड पे आके सो रहा है, कौन कौन जा रहा है। रिपोस्ट करने के लिए बहुत शुक्रिया, थैंक यू सिस्टर। चले जी, जितने भी मेहमान आके बैठे, सब लोग एक दूसरे की लिस्टों में ऐड होते जाए, एड बैक देते जाए, किसी ने भी स्लो वर्किंग नहीं करनी है। जितने भी मेहमान आते हैं, टीम ज्वाइन करने के अलावा और भी बड़े काम होते हैं। सब लोग मिलकर टीम ज्वाइन करते जाया करें, डबल टैप करते जाया करें, ब्रॉड को शेयर करते जाया करें। टाइपिंग करनी है फास्ट, लाइव को करना है ज्यादा से ज्यादा शेयर, किसी ने भी स्लो वर्किंग नहीं करनी है। अपने प्यारे प्यारे हाथों से डबल टैप करते जाए, ब्रॉड को शेयर करते जाए। जो न्यू मेहमान आके बैठे, प्लीज मल्टी गैस में रिक्वेस्ट एक्टिव करके रखिए, आपको पिक करते हैं। सब लोग मिलकर फास्ट वर्किंग करते जाएं, डबल टैप करते जाएं, ब्रॉड को शेयर करते जाएं। डबल टैप ब्रॉड का शेयर। टाइपिंग जरा मुझे गुड का मैसेज करें, मैं देखूं मेरी ब्रॉड पे कौन कौन जाग रहा है। जरा मुझे गुड का मैसेज, ऊपर जो बैठे था गुड का मैसेज करें, ताकि मुझे भी पता चले हमारे साथ वर्किंग करें। देखिए वर्किंग इतनी स्लो आज हो रही है, आप लोगों को हमारी वर्किंग कहाँ जानी है। बातें वगैरह तब भी हमारी होंगी ना बाद में, जब मेरी वर्किंग खत्म होगी, नहीं तो मैं भी 2-3 बजे तक ऐसे ही बिठाई रखना है। आप लोग भी साथ साथ मिलकर वर्किंग करें, जल्दी जल्दी से डबल टैप करते जाएं, ब्रॉड को शेयर करते जाएं। सब लोग मिलकर साथ गुड की स्टिक चलाते जाए, मैं देखूं कौन कौन हमारी ब्रॉड पे जाग रहा है, कौन कौन सोया हुआ है। सब लोग मिलकर फास्ट वर्किंग करें, मल्टी गैस में रिक्वेस्ट एक्टिव करके रखें, क्योंकि ऊपर जितने लोग सोए हैं इनको मैं नीचे उतार के ना। गाजी भैया आप कहाँ चले गए? अच्छा ऊपर ही है, सॉरी। चले जी, जितने भी मेहमान आके बैठे हैं, मल्टी गैस में रिक्वेस्ट डालें, आपको ऊपर पिक करेंगे। किसी ने कहीं जाना नहीं, कहीं दिल लगाना नहीं, अपने प्यारे प्यारे हाथों से डबल टैप करते जाएं, ब्रॉड को शेयर करते जाएं। जो जो टीम ज्वाइन करता जाएगा जल्दी से पहले उसे पिक करूंगी। सिद्धि राजपूत आपको कर रही हूँ। चले जी, गुड की स्टिक चलाएं। जितने भी मेहमान आके बैठे हैं गुड की स्टिक चलाते जाए। किसी ने भी स्लो वर्किंग नहीं करनी। थैंक यू सिस्टर। जल्दी जल्दी एक दूसरे के लिस्टों में आते जाए, डबल टैप करते जाए। आते साथ ही अपना माइक म्यूट किया करे। अल्लाह के बंदे हो, आते साथ ही सोना नहीं है, माइक म्यूट करना है, नहीं तो ना से अभी दोबारा से नीचे चक्कर लगा के आए। जितने भी मेहमान आते हैं प्लीज हमारी बोर्ड पे सोया ना करा करे। अल्लाह की कसम आप हमारी बोर्ड नीचे आती है, डॉक्टर ने सख्ती से मना किया कि ऊपर आके सोना नहीं है। सब लोग मिलके साथ फास्ट वर्किंग करते जाए, डबल टैप करते जाए, बोर्ड को शेयर करते जाए। टाइपिंग करनी है फास्ट, लाइव को करना है ज्यादा से ज्यादा शेयर। किसी ने कहीं जाना नहीं, कहीं दिल लगाना नहीं है, साथ मिलके वर्किंग करनी है। जो न्यू मेहमान आ रहे हैं प्लीज मल्टी गैस में रिक्वेस्ट डालें, आपको पिक करते जाएंगे। सिस्टर एडमी ओके मैं करती हूँ। लड़की क्या हाल है, ठीक ठाक आ जाए आप पर भाई, बिग रिस्पेक्ट है। हमारे बब्बर शेर भाई आए हैं। चले जी, जितने भी प्लीज मल्टी गैस में रिक्वेस्ट डालते जाए। जिसका माइक ओपन होगा ना सबसे पहले मैंने इसको नीचे उतारना है। जल्दी जैसे जिसे अपना माइक ओपन किया हुआ सब लोग मिलकर अपना माइक म्यूट करते जाए। हाँ भाई माइक म्यूट कर दें। अस्सलाम वालेकुम भाई। चले जी, जितने भी मेहमान आके
लड़ाको बैठी है, लड़ाको बैठी
तो
है
हाँ ना तो भाई टीम ही ना ज्वाइन करते, फिर गुस्से में कहना पड़ता है। बंदा गुस्सा करेगा तो फिर ये ना, अभी हमारा वर्किंग का टाइम चल रहा है, ठीक है। अगर आप लोगों ने कुछ पूछना है, बातचीत मेरे साथ करनी है, तो मैं भी अभी ठहर के फारिग हो जाऊंगी, जितनी मर्जी बातें पूछना। पर फिलहाल अभी वर्किंग चल रही है तो साथ साथ वर्किंग करें। चले चले ठीक हो गया। चले जी, जितने भी मेहमान आके बैठ रहे हैं, नहीं 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 यहाँ पे जाना नहीं है, गुस्सा किसी ने नहीं करना। अभी आपको ऊपर दोबारा से पिक करते हैं, मल्टी गैस रिक्वेस्ट रखें। किसी ने कहीं जाना नहीं, कहीं दिल लगाना नहीं, अपने प्यारे प्यारे हाथों से डबल टैप करते जाए, ब्रॉड को शेयर करते जाए। टैपिंग करनी है फास्ट, लाइव को करना है ज्यादा से ज्यादा शेयर। किसी ने भी स्लो वर्किंग नहीं करनी। जितने भी मेहमान आके बैठ रहे सब लोग मिलकर साथ फास्ट वर्किंग करते जाए, डबल टैप करते जाए, ब्रॉड को शेयर करते जाए। एक दूसरे के लिस्टों में आना मस्ट है, सब लोग एक दूसरे के लिस्टों में ऐड होते जाए। किसी ने कहीं जाना नहीं है, सब लोग मिलकर साथ गुस्से में डबल टैप करें, ब्रॉड को शेयर करते जाए। जिन्होंने अभी तक टीम ही ज्वाइन की, टीम ज्वाइन करना मस्ट है, एक दूसरे के लिस्टों में ऐड होते जाएं। जितने भी न्यू मेहमान आके बैठ रहे हैं मल्टी गैस में रिक्वेस्ट एक्टिव करके रखें, तभी आपको पिक करेंगे। सब लोग मिलकर साथ फास्ट वर्किंग करनी है, गुस्से से करनी है, प्यार से करनी है, पर टीम ज्वाइन करना मस्ट है। जल्दी जैसे टीम ज्वाइन करते जाए, जल्दी जैसे एक दूसरे को फॉलो बैक भी दिया करें। अल्लाह के बंदे, अगर आप भी चाहते हैं आपके फॉलोअर बढ़े, सब लोग एक दूसरे के लिस्टों में ऐड होते जाए करें, ऐड बैक देते जाए करें, डबल टैप करते जाए, ब्रॉड को शेयर करते जाए। चले जी, जो टीम ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं उनको मैं दोबारा से जल्दी से ऊपर पिक करूंगी। जल्दी से टीम गुस्से में टीम ज्वाइन करते जाएं, एक दूसरे के लिस्टों में आना मस्ट है। पिक कर रही हूँ, आप मुझे नीचे नजर नहीं है, मैंने आपको देखा है नीचे, कहाँ क्या नाम है?
अस्सलाम
जी
वालेकुम।
राजपूत मुझे वालेकुम सलाम, क्या हाल है भाई? ठीक है,
अल्लाह का शुक्र।
चले 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 जल्दी जल्दी अपना माइक म्यूट कर दे। जिन्होंने अभी तक टीम नहीं ज्वाइन की, जरा गुस्से से टीम ज्वाइन करते जाए, डबल टैप करते जाए, ब्रॉड को शेयर करते जाए। ब्रॉड का टाइम है, एक्स्ट्रा माइक ओपन नहीं करना। जल्दी जैसे अपने प्यारे प्यारे हाथों से, गोरे गोरे हाथों से डबल टैप करना मस्ट है। जो मेरी ब्रॉड पे आके डबल टैप करेगा, शेयरिंग लगाएगा, उनको प्यारी प्यारी सी वाइफ भी मिलेंगी। सब लोग मिलकर साथ डबल टैप करते जाए, उनको प्यारी प्यारी दोस्तें मिलेंगी। जल्दी जैसे टीम ज्वाइन करते जाए, किसी ने भी स्लो वर्किंग नहीं करनी। जितने भी मेहमान आके बैठे सब लोग एक दूसरे के लिस्टों में ऐड होते जाए, ऐड बैक देते जाए। सब लोग मिलकर साथ फास्ट वर्किंग करें। जो न्यू मेहमान आ रहे हैं प्लीज मल्टी गैस में रिक्वेस्ट डालें, आपको ऊपर पिक करेंगे। किसी ने कहीं जाना नहीं, कहीं दिल लगाना नहीं है, अपने प्यारे प्यारे हाथों से, गोरे गोरे हाथों से डबल टैप भी करना लाजमी है। सब लोग मिलके साथ डबल टैप करते जाएं, सब लोग मिलके साथ डबल टैप करते जाएं, ब्रॉड को शेयर करते जाएं। भैया आप हमारी ब्रॉड पे, जो हमारी ब्रॉड पे जाग रहे हैं, डबल टैप करें, ब्रॉड को शेयर करते जाएं। ये किसका, ये नेट का मसला हो रहा है इनका। चले जी, जितने भी मेहमान आके बैठ रहे हैं बिग रिस्पेक्ट है, सब लोग मिलके साथ फास्ट वर्किंग करें, डबल टैप करते जाएं, ब्रॉड को शेयर करते जाएं। ऊपर के लिस्टों में क्यों नहीं आ रहे? अल्लाह के बंदे, एक दूसरे को फॉलो बैक भी दें, जल्दी जैसे एक दूसरे को फॉलो बैक दें। इनके पॉइंट बढ़ेंगे तो न्यू मेहमान आएंगे। ये भाई के नेट का मसला आ रहा है। चले जी, जितने भी मेहमान बैठे हैं अपने प्यारे प्यारे हाथों से, गोरे गोरे हाथों से डबल टैप करते जाएं, ब्रॉड को शेयर करते जाएं। टाइपिंग करनी है फास्ट, जरा गुड की स्टिक चलाए। मैं देखूं मेरी ब्रॉड पे कौन जाग रहा है, कौन सोया हुआ है। सब लोग मिलकर साथ गुड की स्टिक चलाए। मेरी आवाज आ रही है? एक्टिव होके बैठे तो वर्किंग करनी है फास्ट। सोना किसी ने नहीं है। हमारी ब्रॉड पे आके अपने प्यारे प्यारे हाथों से गुड की स्टिच लाए। भाई जिनका जो नीचे जा रहे हैं, मैंने तो किसी को नहीं उतारा, आपको दोबारा से पिक करते हैं। जिन्होंने अभी तक टीम नहीं ज्वाइन की, प्लीज जरा गुस्से में टीम ज्वाइन करते जाए, डबल टैप करते जाए, ब्रॉड को शेयर करते जाए। सब लोग मिलकर साथ फास्ट वर्किंग कर। मैंने कोई बात नहीं, हमारी ब्रॉड पे आके जरा करेंगे ना, आपके हाथ वाइट हो जाएंगे। जो हमारी ब्रॉड पे आके ना वर्किंग करता है उसके हाथ वाइट खुद ही हो जाते हैं। चले जी, जितने भी न्यू मेम्बरान आ रहे हैं प्लीज मल्टी गैस में रिक्वेस्ट एक्टिव करके रखा करें। जिनका अभी तक ऊपर नहीं आया, जिनका अभी फर्स्ट राउंडर था, 0 का मैसेज करें जल्दी, जैसे एक दूसरे क्लिस्टर में आते जाए, डबल टैप करते जाए, ब्रॉड को शेयर करते जाए। ये भाई कनेक्ट का मसला है, नीचे खुद ही जा रहे हैं। चले जी, सब लोग मिलकर साथ फास्ट वर्किंग करनी है, किसी ने भी स्लो वर्किंग नहीं करनी। देखे कितना टाइम हो गया अभी तक मेरे वहां पे वहीं पे ही वर्किंग पड़ी हुई है। सब लोग मिलकर साथ फास्ट वर्किंग करें, डबल टैप करते जाए, ब्रॉड को शेयर करते जाए। ऊपर वाले क्लिस्टर में आके आर्डन का मैसेज करें, आपको पिक करते हैं। सब ऊपर वाले क्लिस्टर में आके आर्डन का मैसेज करें, आपको पिक करते हैं। किसी ने कहीं जाना नहीं, कहीं दिल लगाना नहीं, अपने प्यारे प्यारे हाथों से, गोरे गोरे हाथों से मैंने की है। मैंने आपको रिक्वेस्ट भेजी तो है भाई मलिक भाई, आपको रिक्वेस्ट भेजी, आ जाए ऊपर। चले जी, जितने भी मेहमान आके बैठ रहे हैं बिग रिस्पेक्ट है। ये देखे ना, जिनका मुझे पता चल रहा है कि वो सिस्टर भी बैठी है। सिस्टर मल्टी गैस में रिक्वेस्ट डालो, मुझे आपका पता ही नहीं कि नीचे हो कि नहीं हो। मल्टी गैस में आ जाए ऊपर। चले जी, जितने भी मेहमान आके बैठ रहे हैं बिग रिस्पेक्ट है। ये देखे ना, जिनका मुझे पता चल रहा है कि वो सिस्टर भी। दीदी आपको तो अल्लाह ही पूछेगा, अपना माइक म्यूट करो। चले जी, जितने भी मेहमान आते आते साथ ही अपना माइक म्यूट किया करे, पिक करिए ऊपर क्लिस्टर में आके आर्डन का मैसेज करे। राजपूत दीदी, राजपूत कहाँ सो गए? माइक म्यूट करो, नहीं तो मैंने नीचे उतार देना, इतनी देर से रिक्वेस्ट डाल रहे थे। चले जी, जितने भी मेहमान आते हैं, हमारी बोर्ड नीचे आती है, अच्छी बात नहीं है। आप लोग मिलकर साथ वर्किंग किया करें। क्या से कहते हैं, हमारी बोर्ड जाए ऊपर जाएगी। देखिए, आप कहीं भी जाते हैं, आपके इतने फॉलोवर नहीं होते जब हमारी बोर्ड पे होते हैं। आप लोग मिलकर साथ वर्किंग नहीं करते हैं, गुस्से में आके निकल जाते हैं। सब लोग मिलकर साथ फास्ट वर्किंग करते जाएं, डबल टैप करते जाएं। जो न्यू मेहमान आके बैठे हैं, प्लीज मल्टी गैस में रिक्वेस्ट डालें, तभी आपको पिक करेंगे। किसी ने कहीं जाना नहीं, कहीं दिल लगाना नहीं। जल्दी जैसे ऊपर क्लिस्टर में आके आर्डन का मैसेज करें, जल्दी जैसे ऊपर क्लिस्टर में आके आर्डन का मैसेज करें, आपको पिक करते हैं। किसी ने स्लो वर्किंग नहीं करनी, सब लोग मिलकर साथ फास्ट वर्किंग करते जाएंगे। किधर है? चलें जी, जल्दी जैसे एक दूसरे क्लिस्टर में ऐड होते जाए। आप मल्टी गैस में रिक्वेस्ट डालेंगे, आपको ऊपर पिक करेंगे। मुझे ऐसे कोई नहीं नजर आ रहा। सब लोग मिलकर साथ फास्ट वर्किंग करते जाए, डबल टैप करते जाए ब्रोड को। भी आपको पिक करते हैं, ऊपर क्लिस्टर में आके आर्डन का मैसेज करें। जितने भी मेहमान आके बैठे हैं, ऊपर क्लिस्टर में आके आर्डन का मैसेज करें। एक दूसरे क्लिस्टर में आते जाए, आपके नाम के साथ प्लस का बटन बना हुआ है, प्लस का बटन दबाएंगे, गुस्से में एक दूसरे क्लिस्टर में ऐड होते जाएंगे। किसी ने भी स्लो वर्किंग नहीं करनी। जितने भी न्यू मेहमान आ रहे हैं, प्लीज मल्टी गैस में रिक्वेस्ट एक्टिव करके रखिए, ताकि साथ ही आपको ऊपर पिक करें। सब लोग एक दूसरे क्लिस्टर में ऐड होते जाए। मलिक भी नीचे आए हैं। चले जी, जितने भी मेहमान आके बैठ रहे हैं, बिग रिस्पेक्ट है। सब लोग मिलकर साथ फास्ट वर्किंग करते जाए, डबल टैप करते जाए, ब्रॉड को शेयर करते जाए। लेट के मैं आपको ऊपर पिक करी, सिर्फ 2 मिनट। चले जी, सब लोग मिलकर साथ डबल टैप करें। जो हमारी बोर्ड पे जाग रहे थे, डबल टैप करें। सब लोग एक दूसरे को फॉलो बैक भी दें, कोई किसी के पॉइंट नहीं रोका करें। जितने भी मेहमान आके बैठ रहे हैं, कोई किसी। चले जी, आपको पिक करते हैं। मुझे मल्टी गैस में रिक्वेस्ट डालो, मुझे नजर आएंगे, मैं ऊपर पिक कर लूंगी। किसी ने भी स्लो वर्किंग नहीं करनी। जितने भी मेहमान आके बैठ रहे हैं, सब लोग एक दूसरे क्लिस्टर में ऐड होते जाए, डबल टैप करते जाए, ब्रॉड को शेयर करते जाए, डबल टैप करते जाए, ब्रॉड को शेयर करते जाए। एक दूसरे क्लिस्टर में आना मस्ट है। सब लोग एक दूसरे क्लिस्टर में ऐड होते जाए। किसी ने भी स्लो वर्किंग नहीं करनी। जितने भी मेहमान आ रहे हैं, न्यू शेयरिंग लगाने का शुक्रिया था। गुड का मैसेज करें जो ऊपर बैठे हुए हैं, जाओ। चले जी, जितने भी मेहमान बैठे हैं, सब लोग एक दूसरे क्लिस्टर में ऐड होते जाए, एड बैक देते जाए, डबल टैप करते जाए, ब्रॉड को शेयर करते जाए। टैपिंग करनी है, फास्ट लाइव को करना है, ज्यादा से ज्यादा शेयर। किसी ने भी स्लो वर्किंग नहीं करनी। 40 पे ब्रॉड। और आप लोग मिलकर वर्किंग कितनी स्लो कर रहे हैं? क्या सोए हुए सब? थैंक यू सो मच टीम ज्वाइन करने के लिए, बहुत शुक्रिया। चले जी, जितने भी मेहमान बैठे हैं, जितने भी मेहमान आके बैठे हैं, डबल टैप करते जाए, ब्रॉड को शेयर करते जाए। गुड की स्टिक लाए ना ऊपर वाले, मैं देखूं कौन कौन हमारे साथ वर्किंग कर रहा है। सब लोग मिलकर साथ फास्ट वर्किंग करें, डबल टैप करते जाए, ब्रॉड को शेयर करते जाए। डबल टैप ब्रॉड दा शेयर। टैपिंग करनी है, फास्ट लाइव को करना है, ज्यादा से ज्यादा शेयर। सब लोग एक दूसरे क्लिस्टर में ऐड होते जाए। किसी ने भी स्लो वर्किंग नहीं करनी। जितने भी मेहमान आ रहे हैं, सब लोग मिलकर साथ फास्ट वर्किंग करते जाए, डबल टैप करते जाए, ब्रॉड को शेयर करते जाए। एक दूसरे क्लिस्टर में आना मस्ट है। सब लोग एक दूसरे क्लिस्टर में ऐड होते जाए। मैं अभी शेयरिंग नहीं लगा रही कि चलो आप लोगों के पॉइंट बढ़े, पर आप मेरी ब्रॉड पे आगे काफी लोग सोए हुए हैं, मैंने अब उनको जगाना है, उनको नीचे उतार के, ताकि न्यू मेम्बरान लूं। सब लोग मिलकर साथ शेयरिंग लगाएं। जितने भी मेम्बरान बैठे, सब लोग मिलकर साथ शेयरिंग लगाएं, डबल टैप करते जाए, ब्रॉड को शेयर करते जाए। सब लोग मिलकर साथ शेयरिंग लगाएं, गुस्से से लगाएं, प्यार से लगाएं, शेयरिंग लगाना है। चलें जी, भैया है एमडिन को ऊपर पिक करो। किसको तो जाए जल्दी, जैसे एक दूसरे क्लिस्टर में ऊपर क्लिस्टर में आके आर्डन का मैसेज करें, आपको पिक करूं। काफी लोग मेरे ब्रोड पे सोए, मैं तो थोड़ी सी वर्किंग देखूं क्या कर रहे हैं। देखिए ब्रोड कितनी नीचे आ गई मेरे। सब लोग हमारी ब्रोड पे कितने आके सो जाते हैं, वर्किंग अच्छी करेंगे भी। चले जी, जिन्होंने अभी तक टीम ही ज्वाइन की, जल्दी जैसे टीम ज्वाइन करते जाए, डबल टैप करते जाए, ब्रोड को शेयर करते जाए, डबल टैप करते जाए, ब्रोड को शेयर करते जाए। एक दूसरे क्लिस्टर में आना मस्ट है। जिन्होंने अभी तक टीम नहीं ज्वाइन की, प्लीज टीम ज्वाइन करते जाए। सब लोग एक दूसरे क्लिस्टर में ऐड होते जाए। देखिए ब्रोड कहाँ से कहाँ पे आई है, आप लोग मिलकर साथ वर्किंग नहीं करते हैं। सब लोग मिलके ज़रा फास्ट वर्किंग करनी है, किसी ने भी स्लो वर्किंग नहीं करनी है। अपने प्यारे-प्यारे हाथों से, गोरे-गोरे हाथों से डबल टैप करते जाएँ, ब्रॉड को शेयर करते जाएँ। डबल टैप करते जाएँ, ब्रॉड को शेयर करते जाएँ, एक-दूसरे क्लस्टरों में आना मस्ट है। सब लोग एक-दूसरे क्लस्टरों में ऐड होते जाएँ। किसी ने भी स्लो वर्किंग नहीं करनी है। आपको अल्लाह के बंदे, मेरी आवाज़ आ रही है? जो नीचे बैठे अपर क्लस्टर में आके आल्टन का मैसेज करें, आपको पिक करेंगे, उसके अलावा मैं आपको पिक नहीं कर सकती। जल्दी-जल्दी से ऊपर के पॉइंट बढ़ाएँ, जितने भी मेंबर नीचे बैठे हैं ऊपर के पॉइंट बढ़ाएँ, तभी न्यू मेंबर आना नहीं है। सब लोग मिलके ज़रा फास्ट वर्किंग करते जाएँ, डबल टैप करते जाएँ, ब्रॉड को शेयर करते जाएँ, शेयरिंग लगाना मस्ट है। सब लोग एक-दूसरे क्लस्टर में भी ऐड होते जाएँ। जितने भी मेंबरान आके बैठे, किसी ने स्लो वर्किंग नहीं करनी। भई आप लोग एक-दूसरे क्लस्टर में क्यों नहीं आ रहे हैं? आपके नाम के साथ प्लस का बटन बना हुआ है, प्लस का बटन दबाएँगे, एक-दूसरे क्लस्टर में ऐड होते जाएँगे। ऐड होते जाएँ और ऐड बैक देते जाएँ, डबल टैप करते जाएँ, ब्रॉड को शेयर करते जाएँ। डबल टैप ब्रॉड दा शेयर, टैपिंग करनी है, फास्ट लाइव को करना है ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा शेयर। किसी ने भी स्लो वर्किंग नहीं करनी, सब लोग मिलके ज़रा फास्ट वर्किंग करें। किसी ने मेरी ब्रॉड पे आके सोना नहीं है। सब लोग मिलके ज़रा फास्ट वर्किंग करते जाएँ। आते-साथ ही अपना माइक म्यूट करें, भाई माइक म्यूट करें। माइक म्यूट करें, सब लोग एक-दूसरे को फॉलो बैक भी दें। आते-साथ ही एक्टिव होके बैठा करें, सोया कोई ना करे।
קורה, אני מתנצל, לא הייתי צריכה להיות האלוהים, מה הבעיה? נגמר הסיפור, מה
להתנצל, אני לא
צורח עליי, אלף.
אני לא
אני חתמתי איתך.
צריך להתנצל בפניי, אני אף אחד שצריך להתנצל בפניי. המטרה היא פה שצריך להבין שיש מלחמות שהן פשוט מיותרות, הן מראות אותנו באור רע את כל הקהילה, כי לצערי הרב תמיד הסתכלו על המיעוט הקיצון. בין אם אנחנו נאהב את זה, בין אנחנו לא נאהב.
100%, הם עושים הרבה
זה כל מה
רעש
שאני
פה.
באה להגיד, אני לא צריכה שיתנצלו בפניי, אני אף אחד שיתנצלו בפניי, אין צורך.
גם עזבי, הם הלכו, הלך קצת רחוק מדי, מה הוא מקלל לדניאלה, למה הוא קורא לנוצרה, למה כל הדבר הזה, למה? למה, אליהו, למה זה טוב? למה? אתה בא אליי, צועק עליי, מה אתה צועק? כולה אמרתי לך משפט, מה אתה מתנפח עליי? כמו בלון. לא הבנתי. סורי, חברים, פשוט די, אני רוצה שהוא יפסיק עם זה, מיקי, אתה ודרור,
into it anyway. We're just going to hide our shit like we always do.
And that is a choice that people have to make, but you know, there is a process.
It's what we do.
But the important part that I think we need to maintain is that we don't want to be so quick to just say because the game is not on our side right now that we just want to quit the game. You know, if you disagree with the legislation that's being proposed, which you know that is your right, and you should go about that by using the system and raising support and petitioning and helping people to not only just break away from the system to say that, hey, oh, we're just not going to listen to it, but actually do something politically that's going to help challenge
the deep
that
state's the deep state's gonna win. I've already come to that conclusion. So I'm just gonna hide my shit and wait for it.
And like I said, and that's personal, you know, that's personal choice, but I'm saying to truly have an influence on a systemic level, you know, and like I said, I'm a registered Republican. I give Democrats one thing over the past, like however many elections. The one thing they're very good at, their party is extremely good at, is towing their party. I know recently they've had some little inner squabbles, but I mean, Nancy Pelosi would pull all those young Democrats behind closed doors and smack them around, and next thing you know, they're all in line the next day saying the same stuff. So I give them credit to that.
I give you credit for still having credit in our government system, and I actually appreciate that, but I don't think that matters anymore, man.
Well, it's that you can't, the only other
I think good
option,
and evil is what matters.
No, it's the deep state.
But to his point, to say that our government is completely devoid of corruption would be an asinine statement. Of course, there is corruption.
I appreciate that.
You know, of course, there is in any system of government. There's going to be corruption. It's just a matter of to what degree and how it's verifiable and quantifiable that it can be dealt with. But the only other alternative is to completely do away with the system, and that's war, and that's something that no one wants. We want to maintain our society, so there has to be
we're gonna go there.
It's
see, but that's where I think the dichotomy really happens, right? Because I disagree as a leftist with the way that Virginia is rolling back gun protections, right? Or your 2A, you know.
That's good.
But at the same time, the way that the right completely they sit there and cry states' rights, but they ignore the fact that for 50 years, damn near every Southern Republican-controlled state has done nothing but pass the same corporate-ridden bills that have the exact same wording over and over and over again, rolling back workplace protections, rolling back child labor protections, which 4 states did with the exact same wording last year. Like, it's the complete.
So you're saying what I just said, that both sides aren't good, and I agree with that completely.
Well, it's not necessarily the saying that both sides aren't good. It's just acknowledging that there's flaws.
There's bad in both.
And it furthers the point that we were never intended to have a two-party system. In fact, there were several of our founding fathers that warned against it.
That's what I said earlier. Our founding fathers didn't prepare for everything, and I said that.
Yeah, but we're talking about.
Why do you talk that way?
You're kind of explicitly prepared for that situation.
I know what's going on.
And so, yeah, it's so the way to go about that is education, in stopping people from entering into that mindset that you have to either be blue or red. Because if you have individuals like McVicker over here, who's obviously expressing views that, you know, could be considered more progressive, more conservative, and just looking at what he truly believes is best for his state, that's how we ought to go about politics. And it's not good to be black pilled and say, hey, you know, I'm not mocking you or anything, but to just say like, hey, you know, the deep state is controlling everything and none of this matters. But then, you know, that just kind of makes people want to just exit the game as opposed to
I understand that. I've thought about that for a long time. And, you know, I wish that it wasn't the case. You know, if we all stood up right now, all, I don't know, 8 billion of us, and we stood up against the deep state, we'd win right now. But no one's smart enough to understand that's the real problem.
Moon, who's so but now you're talking about a global deep state. So what is the definition of
that? See, right there. What's the definition of the deep state? They want you to ask me that fucking question.
Because I'm waiting for you to say the J word, bro.
They planned us to disprove him. What the hell?
They literally planned it.
When do I get my
to be against me?
So, but I mean, even like if we just go with the United States, like
I'm done with this place. I'm fucking done. I give up. I'm gonna become an alcoholic. I'm just gonna drink. I'm going to drink. I'm going to go to work. And I'm going to drink. And I'm going to drink. And then I'm going to die. And I don't care.
See, I think you
no one. Well, I mean, I don't think you should do that.
That's what they want. Exactly. But I don't care anymore.
But I don't think you should do that because your life does matter. Even if
I
you
wish
think
I
differently
could
than
care
me.
enough to protect people. But I just think I'm going to give up.
But you know what? I don't think you should.
I think I should. I think it's about time.
You know, I don't think you should. I think even if you, I think even if you think differently than me,
brother,
your life does matter.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. But here, even if we
I'm looking at a bottle right now.
You're trying to pull out heartstrings like
hey, let me.
Right now.
But hold on, I'm trying to make your point for you. So let's acknowledge. Let's say for argument's sake, right now, which I do agree there is a corruption in the U.S. government. But let's say
I'm going to drink this while you tell me.
But let's say we can define the deep state as a conglomerate of oligarchs within the United States government that is hell-bent on doing whatever they can to maintain all of their power while lining their pockets with money, which we would, all of us would probably agree, big corporations, bribery, things like that. So if we were to go the route of restarting our government, what's there to prevent the same exact thing from happening again? Then we just
we have to put it into words. We have to put into words that
there you go.
That the deep state is inevitable. It is a part of human nature. We have to know that is it a part of human nature to do these things to other people for power and consuming. We have to know that. If we don't know that, we'll never learn anything.
Yes. And okay, so before you go on right there, at that point right there, you are exactly 100% correct. All I'm saying is that the way to go about it, other than taking the radical route, which I do agree, if things were to become, you know, like the Chinese Communist Party level of authoritarian crackdown, then yeah, obviously we would revolt. But in the system as it is now, restarting it is one thing, but we're going to end up in the same place. The only way to genuinely fix the system is to, like you said, put it into words and legislation to prevent oligarchs from running our society.
Thank you, Lord.
And to do that, you have to take that passion you do have, which I admire, and use it into the system. You have to invest. You have to invest, and you have to use your opinions, garner your support, petition, run for office, and seek to put
That's
you
what
know
I'm
your
saying,
concerns
man.
and
I
worries
don't
into
think enough
legislation.
people. I don't think enough people see it, and in a fast enough manner to do anything about it. You know, have you ever seen, you know, V for Vendetta or Fight Club? Those are my two best examples on what people really need to do, honestly.
But
Okay, so
Yeah,
if,
Fight
if
Club.
you're giving this guy sympathy when he's
I
clearly
don't
just
need
getting
any
you on.
sympathy.
He's already said he's going to drink. Like this man is
No,
already
I feel like
fighting
drinking a
violence.
lot.
but I'm
I
saying
don't want to.
If this man is
You're
already
being a
started Fight Club.
liar,
He's already
Sacred.
said a Fight Club. He started V for Vendetta. He's already has violence on the brain. Do you think anything you're actually saying
Violence?
is going to
No,
those men not violent?
Didn't he literally praise Hitler?
Yeah,
I absolutely did.
Hey, guys! But you
I'm
know,
not gonna-
regardless,
I'm not
of,
gonna be a
regardless
bitch.
of
Now he's
whatever,
repeating it. Like literally, let him drink. Let him drink.
No, I'm not a bitch about it.
I have to disagree with that because you know, even if his views are extremely radical and differ from ours greatly, he's still a human being that has.
Of course,
he
your
has-
views differ from that. Do the Nazis want you dead or no?
I understand, but what I'm saying is, even though
Do the
he may
Nazis want you
think
dead
differently
though?
than us, he is still a human being endowed with the
Do the
humanity
Nazis
that
want
our
you dead
Creator has given
though?
us. And we don't want to
Do
wish
the Nazis want you
ill
dead
will upon
though?
people.
Ave, Chris, thank you. Here.
Do the Nazis want you dead though?
It doesn't matter if they want you.
It
matters
does
if they
matter
act on
because
it.
there's a
Chris,
predisposition to hold.
Wanting something isn't acting on it.
And so
I want a nice car, so I imagine that I could steal one. I'm not actively doing that.
You could have a nice car, especially
How is
if
that
the
relevant
evil
to what I'm
man
saying?
took over the planet.
Analogy.
You'd have a nice car right now because the deep state wouldn't be here.
Okay, so it's the deep state. So Moon, I'm going to give you the best advice instead of humoring you. If you actually want change, stop, feeling hopeless, get some therapy, don't drink, and stop, praising your weapons because clearly you're a violent person. I've never heard anyone talk about how much they love their weapons and defending the state, all saying they're hopeless. So if you're hopeless, great. If you want to defend things, great. But at this point, you're just egging people on for sympathy. And Abe here, being a Christian,
I think you need to go eat some lettuce.
But I mean, to your guys' point, I think at the end of the day, both of you, whether it's Sacred or Moon or anyone else, you guys have a lot more in common than you actually
I
think.
bet we do.
Which is
That
the
is
fact
funny.
that you both of you want what's best for our country.
Correct.
Whether you have different views or not, you guys have different ways in which you think that ought to be obtained.
Absolutely.
But going back to the original point that the host has up, saying, what do we actually stand for? What are our uniting principles? There you go, right there. We can acknowledge that, hey, you might want this in a radically different way than each other, but you guys have what you interpret to be the best intention for our country. Because even though
can I give you an example where that dichotomy kind of like falls apart, right after the Great Depression that affected not only the United States but Germany. You had two countries with a massively laid off workforce that was struggling, right? And you could make the argument that both the Mustache Man Party and the New Deal Democrat FDR style party in the United States both had the best interest out for their people, right? That was the argument that they were making, right?
People aren't going to understand what you're
came out of
saying.
it,
I guess you could just say NASDAQ, the NASDAQ party. I mean,
People
it's the
aren't going to
abbreviation, it'd be easier
understand
to say.
people aren't going to understand what you're saying.
well, so you had, the outcome that came out from the NASDAQ party, and you had the outcome that came out from the New Deal Democrat style politics that won 4 elections in massive sweeps, right? But in all reality, which of the two actually benefited people the most, right? You're talking about giving sympathy to someone who is thinking that Big Mustache Man was valid and actually wanted to help the people, which is directly not the case.
He was a nationalist. He wasn't racist. He just wanted to free his own people from.
Bro, that's an excuse for just hating other people, dog.
No, that's exactly what was happening to him.
Thinking other people, you thinking about other people like that doesn't help.
I am fighting a Russian march.
You fancy swap me, John? It'll help me in my work a lot.
I love it. I love the walking accent. Like if I can do it, I can do it.
It's proper.
It's proper. I love it. The Irish accent. Oh, it's beautiful.
And
Maybe in my
Pikey is
past life, I had
Pikey has made a really good point. Is the problem right now is all the leftists aren't as nice and reasonable as I am.
Yeah. That's the thing. They don't come with common sense. That's the one thing that they don't have a common ground. It's common sense.
Here's my thing about it. It's not even that. There's a lot of very, very intelligent, very smart leftists. But the problem is, there's always going to be some sort of power dynamic. And it's either going to boil down to they're in power.
Get them lights up, y'all.
You know what I mean? And I'd rather us be in power with my morality than theirs, because I know the outcome is going to be a hell of a lot better.
Who's age and who'd you vote for?
Well, top of the morning to you. I think I voted there. I didn't vote in the last election, but I am from America. I'm just kidding. I'm from America.
Most accent I've ever heard in my life.
There's a horrible accent. Yeah.
Well, who
I'm just kidding.
would have you voted for?
I just thought that this lady was very attractive, so I was like, well, I'll just try to speak in the accent if she likes it. So.
We're gonna do the accent.
You can't blame me for trying, right?
I know. I can't.
I didn't vote.
He's a Latino, of course not.
Why not? Latina, you have to.
You got to. Who doesn't want to get cut at 3 a.m?
Well, I'm only at 12.
Oh, good.
Must
I'm gonna get my coffee.
Hold the fucking door, dude. Lady, you ever shut up?
No, absolutely not.
No, she's a Latina. Did you not hear her?
I know. No, you can't tell a Latina to shut up. What? That's the wrong word you say.
Well, I just have a question for the beautiful Latina.
Yes.
Would your husband allow you to have an Irish boyfriend?
Oh my God.
No. First of all, we've been married 30 years. I don't have no. Only my one man, my only husband.
Oh gosh, cállate la boca.
Cállate la boca. Yo, tú también. You shut up.
Okay.
Oh my God.
No, my husband's right here. I did first and foremost. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. First and foremost, nobody tells me to shut the fuck up.
Oh my God.
Cállate la boca, maricón, pendejo.
Oh, maricón, pendejo. Oh my God.
I know maricón.
He pulled everything out he learned in the kitchen. He got all of them. That's it.
I love
El Jefe over here.
I love it. Después maricón.
Cállate, güey.
Maricón.
Cállate, güey.
Okay.
I tell you to shut up is.
Well, first of all, nobody tell me shut up, but I
No,
will.
cállate.
My only.
Hey, cállate.
I will shut up on my own.
Cállate, güey.
That's so unnatural sounding. It's horrible.
Cállate la boca.
Is it really? Really?
Cállate la boca.
I got you guys speaking Spanish. So obviously it's working their testimony.
Senorita, you cállate la boca.
Oh my God.
Oh, you learned Espanol. You learned Espanol.
Only the bad words. He's only learning the things that can be offensive in a bar.
Well, so
It's not offensive. I don't get offended.
let me ask the lady one more question.
You shut up, man.
I have one more
No,
question
you
for you.
shut up.
You shut up.
So why do you stand?
No,
with
this is my fucking live.
Oh, my bad. Okay, sorry.
So for the lady, why do you stand with ICE?
I'm not
Because
fucking take Peter here.
most people would say that Latinos are not allowed to stand with ICE because something.
Well, because they're dumb. Because that's propaganda. First and foremost, it's called law and order.
She's not Oaxacan, so she ain't worried about it.
Of the land, the law of the land. And if you don't know it, they get the fuck out of here. The law of the.
To your question. SVS.
Well, what's your question?
Because you're wondering, you wanted to know why she supports ICE, and even though she's like Latina, yeah.
Well, I mean, it
So-
doesn't bother me. I'm just saying, like, I've
Yeah.
noticed that, like, a lot of people were saying, like, people of color can't have that opinion. So I just wanted to ask up front. Yeah.
I'm Mexican
Well,
myself.
I mean, obviously, I'm white, as you can
I
tell,
symbolize.
but I actually had about 4 cousins within the last 6 months, at least, get deported. My one cousin, Eileen, she just got friggin' deported. She's barely got back into the UK about 2.5 weeks ago. She said to me she was held by ICE and customs for 2 months beforehand. She's like, "Ah, yeah, the food was shit, blah, 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 blah." But long story short, they will even tell you, they acknowledge that they stayed over their time. They weren't supposed to be there. They acknowledge they broke the rules of the land and they knew the chance and risk that they took, you know what I mean? And I think it's pretty funny how people who is supposed to be paying their tax, and yes, I still hate tax and I think it's the closest thing possible to legalize theft. That being said, as far as I'm concerned, there's been so much fraud happening by people who's coming here, especially when they're not contributing like all the rest of us. I think that in itself is messed up. But then when they try to make it a race thing as well, I think that's messed up because it's kind of diminishing the fact that my family went through it as well. You know what I mean?
But here's the thing though. Like,
Exactamente. They're all using a race baiting thing. They always do. Oh, like Hispanics. It's not Hispanics. There's every culture that been deported.
Every
From
other country.
nations
Hey,
to
Kevin,
Germany.
Kevin, what is your age and who do you vote for?
Oh, I'm 57. I voted for Trump.
Yeah.
Amen. Thank God.
so my question to you, Pinky, though, is like, or Pikey, I'm sorry. The here's the thing though, is like you guys in Ireland have your own immigration problem, right? Like it's not about race, but it's also like if people are coming in so fast that they're not interested in maintaining the culture in which they're coming into, like that's my main problem with it, is like like I don't mind immigration. I'm friends with a lot of immigrants, but it's like if it's like, well, now they're coming in and they're being told to hate the people that they're coming to live with, like that's a problem, right? Or at the very least being told that like, well, you don't have to respect their way of life or anything, you know, like they're just being used as a weapon in a lot of cases against the people who are from that place, right? That's my big issue with it.
I understand, but I think that's just like a contributing factor to like a laundry list of problems with it, though. You know what I mean? Like we have our own issues. Every single country, especially America, we have our own issues we have to attend to, right? And when the people don't want to actually try to become Americans and they want to try to enforce the incompatible cultures here, that's an issue. The fact that I am here in America, I'm an American, I live my life the same as everybody else does here.
That's right.
You know what I mean? I am an American.
That's
That's why
right.
whenever you ask me what I am, I'm just going to straight tell you. I was born in the States. I live like I was born in the States. I'm not going to try to pretend that I'm from somewhere else. I'm not going to pretend like I'm from Ireland and try to make America Irish. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's America. America's
That's
a
right.
distinct people with a distinct culture. And you have to respect the place that you're going to be going to.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So, like I said, that's one of many, many issues that.
So what do you think is different about this newer generation of young people where they're so bitter? They think that like all white people are inherently evil. They
But
think
why-
America is inherently like a white supremacist, you know, whatever.
Ignorant. Ignorant.
You want me to be completely honest with you? I think it's the lack of God.
Oh,
The lack of-
for sure. I lack of God. For sure.
It's the lack of, I'll tell you exactly what it boils down to. So they're very, very emotionally driven, right?
That's right.
Now, if you don't have God in your life, you don't have meaning or purpose. You're literally living for no reason whatsoever, and you're going to be searching for some sort of meaning or purpose. Many times when people don't have God in their life, they're searching for that. So they're going to try to be part of something,
Amen.
so they'll actually have a reason to live for. Now, at the same exact time, they have a lot of arbitrary, like, they have a preference-based moral code. You know what I mean? And as far as I'm concerned, these people, they're easily riled up because it's emotionally driven. And it's kind of hard to reason with people who's completely driven by emotion rather than just a conversation or just using your brain. You know what I mean? So it's a bunch of factors. It's not just one. But I think the foundation as to why there's a lot of self-hatred, why there's so much disdain and hatred for the country, is because there's a lack of God, lack of Jesus Christ.
Absolutely. Because back in the day,
everything else comes from that. That's just the foundation of the issue. You know what I mean?
we know that from back in the days when you grew up in school, when you put your right hand over your heart and you pledge the allegiance to the flag, they stopped that.
Oh yeah,
and they stopped that with children, right? To know God or the patriotism when they put the right hand over their heart and they sat every morning to give their pledge of allegiance.
But yeah, so definitely I think a contributing factor, like especially to a lot of other issues we have, especially social issues in society, it comes with secularism. Simple as that. So
well, that stems with what you were saying, as they took out God, they took out the patriotism, and first and foremost, if we look at it, when you look at it, where they started to try to indoctrinate children to have sexualized, don't teach children curriculum, don't teach children curriculum, don't teach children about social science, history, that's curriculum, right? They're not teaching this shit no more. They don't do it. And that's the reality.
Well, it's not even that. Like, a lot of the thing has to do with like all the media and all the corruption that goes into the media, because like nowadays, because I'm Gen Z, all right, and I'm ashamed of my generation. I am ashamed.
Share this out and
because
tap.
So what does Gen Z mean, though? I want to know, because I don't even know this language. What is Gen Z?
Because it's just the generation that's moving forward right now. It's the generation,
like a younger generation.
It's the younger generation right now. That's old.
Everybody tap. Let's get the likes out. Let's share this out.
That's around 25 at the moment.
Okay, those are my kids are from the mid-20s to the 30s. So what are they?
So I'm a millennial, but I think what Gen Z starts.
Well, I'm almost 50, so I'm almost 50. So what am I?
Gen Z started like 1997, 98, something like that.
Well, I had my children in the 90s.
Yeah.
Anyways, so you're seeing all these people protesting against the government, and all that has to do with the media corruption. Because if we go back to how the founding fathers first started this country to begin with, and they all voiced out with the Articles of Confederation and everything, there's one quote that many people forget, and that's what Thomas Jefferson said. He started saying that when the people fear the government, there is going to be tyranny. And that is what we're going through right now. But when the government fears the people, there is going to be liberty. And what many people forget is that we're not voicing it out, because once the people give the government the sufficient power that it needs, it's going to take over. And that is what these liberals think that they're fighting for, but no. They're fighting for the complete opposite. The Conservative Party is the ones that are fighting just to give the people the power. Because if you look at it, liberalism is the opposite of what they claim to stand for. They're the party that started the KKK to begin with. They're the party that started slavery. They're actually the party began slavery and fought for slavery. Regardless or not, if people want to be like, oh, that was the old Republican Party, it's the modern Republican Party. Like, no, nobody. All right.
No.
Why do you think that the liberals are fighting so hard for immigration policies to discontinue and to let these illegals stay? Their main argument in this is, oh, they're the ones that work the fields, this and that. It's like, all right, so if that's an issue, then why aren't you doing it?
Exactly.
You see the
Exactly.
white man leading the Mexicans to plow the fields to
and from obviously the white congressmen, the white presidents, and also in 1777, the Republic of Vermont Constitution, when Vermont was founded, they tried to ban slavery and segregation of Black and Latino and Native individuals within Vermont.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about. I'm just gonna give you two examples of white people into slavery.
Does that have anything to do with? Does that have anything to do with like who enacted, who first practiced slavery in those countries? Is what I'm trying to ask. Was it white people?
I mean, yes, but who stopped it?
White people.
Right.
Okay, so that kind of would cancel out. That wouldn't really negate my point. Is that we're kind of have a track record of being.
Well, that's not really fair because then you could make the argument that
just because all of society not only owned slaves but was like perfectly socially accepting of it, legally, socially, morally, religiously accepting of slave ownership. Just because 5 white guys work together or like fucking John Brown existed, it's like, okay, whoop-de-doo. They enacted slavery to begin with. Yeah, right? And I'm not saying
no, the enactors of slavery.
It's not just a YT person thing, slavery, because every single continent, every single nation has slavery.
I'm 21.
He said he's 22,
22.
or 21, Sam.
Yeah. So
in a previous life, his guest is only 18. Are you only 18?
No, I'm 21. I don't know what they're talking about. They're just lying because they're bringing up good points.
Well, I don't think they're lying.
They do that a lot. And the one tried to say I was like 15 or something on different live, but that ain't true.
Okay, let's move on to a different topic because I don't think we're gonna find common ground.
Well, no, can I just land this plane real quick and then we can move on? How about that? Please?
Yeah, land the plane by admitting that YT people have a historical track record and will continue to have a track record and a continued psychological pathology based around racial supremacy, hatred, cruelty, vile human rights abuses, crazy shit. So yeah, I am truly genuinely humiliated and embarrassed. It's one of the most embarrassing things of my existence to share any attributes with the kind of people who behave this way, because I don't think any other ethnicity of people behaves this fucking way. Yeah, sure, they behave badly. Every single person does, but not to this fucking extent. We need to fucking check ourselves. All right, we need to start side-eyeing these fucking people.
You know what country has the longest run of slavery?
Probably
Korea.
Somewhere in the Middle East.
Do you know what the second? You know until you get to a primarily white country, you know how far down the line you have to go?
Well, the majority of the human species, the population of the human species is not
per capita.
White, so
in Korea, it was about 1,052 slaves per.
Who are they enslaving? Other Korean people?
Usually was either native Australians or native Koreans.
Native Koreans. Okay. So what I'm saying is we don't enslave. We are the only people who enslave based off of race. That's it.
The word slave comes from the Slavic people, and Slavic people were enslaved by Middle Eastern and Asian people for their specific race. Because
I'm not saying that we invented the concept.
Yeah, but you're saying white people are the only ones who based on race. That's not true.
People enslave people who are financially inferior to them. We enslave people, we as in YT people.
The Slavics were enslaved because they were white.
We enslave people because we believe they are racially inferior to us. It's a whole different fucking thing. Both actions are evil, but only YT people enslave people based off of their perceived racial inferiority. and then they
That's not
justify
true.
it religiously. Yes, they fucking do. Who else fucking does that?
The
Who else
Slavic
does
people were enslaved by Asians and Middle Easterns because they were white.
Asians
Look up
are
Al Abdud. Al Abdud literally wrote in his notes that
Asian
white
people
individuals
and
had
Caucasians
lower
are,
IQ and were shorter and were based in
Caucasians
Neanderthals. That's why
originally
they were
come from
enslaved.
Asia.
No, that comes from the Middle East.
No, they don't. At one point in history, we all lived in Asia.
At one point in history, we all lived in Africa.
Well, I'm sure everyone originally actually lived in India, but no, eventually all
What the fuck?
Yes, everyone kind of
India.
originated from India.
No, it was not South Asia. It was Africa. It was North Central Africa.
Okay, this is getting boring. Can we talk about the second or third topic? I've tried to.
Yeah, let's move on. Let's move on. You know what? Yeah, let's move on. Try and keep this civil. So why do white straight people persecute trans people? So does this mean that, like, first of all, if you're a trans like man, for example, and you're dating another man, is that gay or is that straight?
On paper, socially, it would fit the category of gay, but it wouldn't fit the category of homosexual.
All right, sweet. So, a trans man who dates a woman that he would be, even though he's trans himself, he persecutes other trans people.
I suppose I mean, without nitpicking it, I suppose I mean cis straight people. It's just I didn't have the space on the prompt to put the word cis.
Okay, cis straight
got
people. Okay, I got you. Cis straight people. So, what evidence do you have for that? Cis straight people persecute? You mean no persecute means to like end the life of somebody, right? Or to heavily oppress them.
Heavily oppress them or advocate for legal sanctions against them. Advocate for taking away their social rights. A lot of people, like especially in the UK, they have taken away the rights of trans people, the social rights of trans people, and are heavily pushing us towards chronic depression, unalivement, things like that. Right? They
what rights were taken away in the UK?
The right to social spaces.
The right to social space. How so?
Well, in the UK, you can go to prison for, or at least jail for, and like have a criminal charge placed on your record for using the bathroom of your preferred gender. That's a social right that has been taken away.
That's not you don't have the right to go and invade someone else's space. They're not gendered spaces. They're based on sexes. That's why you don't see urinals in the women's restroom.
I don't know why you see urinals in the men's restroom. That's creepy.
Urinals in the men's restroom is because they got a dick. So,
but why?
It's based on sex, not about
why should
gender.
I have to urinate? Why should any man have to urinate like centimeters away from another man with no privacy?
Centimeters away. I ain't never seen no damn centimeters away. But I've seen somewhere they're quite close. But that's it. I mean, it's just easier access. You don't got to open a stall because usually when you get to a bathroom, toilets are really expensive. Urinals aren't as expensive as toilets. So you get a guy
these
who has to go
establishments can afford toilets.
Right. So think about it this way, right? The establishment, they're like, okay, well, two people, we don't got enough space for a stall for like 4 people. We only got space for 4 stalls. So instead of having 4 stalls, we're going to have 2 stalls and then 4 urinals because, you pee more frequently and then you use number 2. So it's just basic like architect's design. That's all.
Joker, can I get your age, please?
Yeah, 34.
34. And SV, can I get your age, please?
35.
35.
Hey, what's up, Jokers? I've seen you before.
What did you want to say, Joker?
Oh, I got invited up here, I think, by maybe one of your mods or something. I don't think you did it. Did you?
I did. I saw in the thing you were saying, clap for the UK. Why should we clap
Yeah, I
for
think
the
the UK is on the right track with this whole ideology, personally.
Do you think that baseless, pointless social exclusion of an already persecuted gender minority, sexual minority, is beneficial to anyone? It does any good whatsoever. It does nothing, but it does anything other than harm the mental health and security and well-being of already mentally disturbed individuals.
No, that's exactly the thing. I think that because there's already a mental situation, I think that the work should be done to
try to help the people that already are clearly having some mental situations that need handling, and not just accepting or encouraging or, just being overly accepting of somebody with a mental disorder.
Okay, overly accepting. So you just basically contradicted yourself entirely. You say that you advocate, you feign sympathy. You say you feign like you're a moral, decent human being. You say that we need to help these people, but what we will not do is accept them. What we will not do is be kind to them, right?
Yeah.
So I don't actually believe you. I think you're a 34-year-old white man who has a lot of hatred, a lot of problems in his heart. I'm kind of
It's weird to project, but yeah, I don't know what I said that you're trying to project on now, but
I'm not trying to project on anything. I'm simply pointing out that every single person that fulfills the criteria of point 2, straight people persecuting trans people, you're all feigning social consciousness.
Do you know what the word persecute means? You think just having an opposite opinion makes it persecution?
No, I think social persecution is a very real thing. Things excluding groups of people for no fucking reason, that in a way that benefits no one and only serves to hurt them.
No, it benefits overall
that
society.
Is persecution.
No, it benefits society as a whole.
How does it benefit society? Can you name one actual
just like any other,
not just
well, yeah, people with mental issues obviously are never accepted by society because that's not beneficial to society. Society doesn't take into account the very small percentage of people and conform to it. It conforms to the overarching group that has what society naturally represents. It doesn't represent you guys.
Okay.
It
the neurotypical. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I stopped. What are you talking about? Calm down.
No, I just want to make sure because it keeps on saying my microphone's disconnected. Yeah. So okay. Yeah. So I think that's an abhorrent statement. Honestly, I think it's vile. Refer back to point 1. I'm genuinely. Are you a white guy, Joker?
Yeah, I'm Caucasian. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I am genuinely embarrassed to be white. I'll just say it out loud for the 32 people watching. All right. So listen, Joker here, 34-year-old white man, straight. I'm assuming is up here. It should not conform. It should not seek to help.
Your mic cut out.
Yeah, I didn't hear a portion of that, but you can keep going.
Sorry.
Hey, and if you want, I can present you a valid reason why they would disclose people from going into women's restrooms. If you're
no, I'm referring to what Joker was saying. Joker is feigning sympathy and saying we need to help these people who are mentally ill by not accepting them, and it's perfectly fine. It's perfectly just natural human behavior for the rest of society at large to just not accept or affirm or be kind to people with mental illness in any way, right?
Well, it'd be harmful.
I mean, technically, if we're trying to help these people, we should really be casting them out. We should really be throwing them on the street. That's what we should be doing.
I think what he was trying to say is that it's harmful.
I'm a straight white man, and everything I say is objectively fucking vile. Everything I say is just fucking crazy. I'm a straight white man. Oh my god.
I think what he was trying to say was that it can be harmful to someone's mental health if you affirm them to an extent,
That's not what
right?
He said.
So
that may be. See, darling, that's what you're saying. That's not what Joker said. I have it all recorded. That's not what Joker said. Joker said the larger society society at large, and the larger demographic of people who exist within it, like neurotypical people who don't have any mental struggles or mental illness whatsoever. He is saying that this straight white man, of course, is saying that we should not accept or affirm or help people who he perceives as mentally ill, right? We should not accept them. We should actually shun them, I believe was the word. Not shun. You didn't say the word shun. You said we should not allow them within society itself or something like that. I think that was the exact
conform society to them. Yeah, that's a lot different.
No.
Saying, but yeah.
I understand you did say conform society to them. That's not all you said.
Yeah, they don't need to have
what you said, just for everyone new that's coming to live. This straight white man is literally saying we should not affirm or accept or aid or even be kind to. I never
said aid. I said we should actually assist them properly. Assisting doesn't mean just accepting somebody for how they think they are. Just like a person who walks around with a tail and cat ears isn't actually a cat. That's just the facts. Sometimes facts hurt feelings, and that's not fun.
Do you think that person actually believes they're a cat, or are they just
In the
dressing
same
how
way
they like
you
and
believe you're
expressing how
actually
they
a woman, probably. Yeah, there probably is something inside
okay,
them.
so that just kind of tells me that you've had no exposure whatsoever to the actual outside world. You just said facts don't care about your feelings or something. That means you sit inside your basement and watch 2016 Ben Shapiro compilation.
I wish I had a basement, and I actually hate Ben Shapiro, but you can keep trying to pigeonhole me because you're losing in this conversation.
Thanks to the last two presidents, we can't afford houses with basements in them. In fact, we can't even afford houses. So
it's actually just I live in a city that doesn't have basements, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I just love, for everyone that's come in, I love the way that they express themselves. 3 white men. I love it. It's just like everything to do with their personality. It's just like consistently, just so.
Do you not see the irony in this?
And vile. I love it.
You paint with a monolith as like with this broad brush, and then you get mad when people paint trans people with a broad brush. Can you actually stay consistent though? No?
Because you represent like 50% of our society, and then I represent less than 1%.
Hold on,
of society,
I have a question though.
So I feel like when I paint with a broad brush, it's a little less socially. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let me jump in here because I think I can bridge a gap. I think I can bridge a gap here, if you don't mind. Yeah, because I think I can bridge a gap here, and I'm going to be as polite as possible because like I understand both sides of this. At least as much as a straight. I don't really like the term white. I think white is a made up term, but you would perceive it as white. So I think that this is a very interesting situation that you're saying because you're saying, well, white people are inherently, you seem to be saying that white straight men are inherently like evil, right? Am I correct in what you're saying? Like you're saying like there's something about us.
No, not inherently evil. I'm just saying every time you open up your fucking mouth, it's something like what Joker is saying. It's always.
Well, but see, here's the thing. But here's
fucking like that.
But here's what I'm getting at. In the way that some people say that people of a certain predilection are have mental illness, could you argue that white straight men have a mental illness because of what society's done to them as well? And then in that case, wouldn't we also be oppressed by the same system that's oppressing you guys?
Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
You are basically
you created the system.
You're the most persecuted group of people on
you created the system, babe. I'm sorry.
Well, here's the thing though. If the system was created to benefit us and it's not, and it's not benefiting a vast majority of us, how's that make any sense?
Come on. Every single president in fucking history, save one, at great begrudgment from the rest of society, has been a straight white man. Nobody.
Well, why would you go to China? Would you go to China and demand that they have an Indian president?
China is a racist country.
No, I can't.
Go ahead.
Well, let me know when I could answer the prompt.
I mean, Rob, let me ask you a question. Are you just trying to hit it? Is that why you're trying to be all like?
No, I'm not trying to hit it. But what kills me is when white people.
Shut up, because nobody cares.
Don't listen. Let me tell you, I don't even move like that. I'm not a disrespectful guy, but I'll take it.
You did just come up in here.
I did not disrespect you at all.
Yeah, you did. You're like, oh,
system. That's not disrespectful. That is a historical fact.
No, it's not.
Prove how I'm wrong.
Okay, what do you mean by the system was created by us? What does that mean?
By white men. Okay, let's talk about how far do you want to go back? Actually, how far?
1492.
Okay, let's start with the pyramids. Did white people build the pyramids? Yes or no?
What does that have to do with the USA? I'm confused. I'm so confused. I think you know exactly what I'm talking about, and I feel like you're purposely being obtuse because you know that you're wrong. There is never like every single
pyramid.
No, because look, if you want to be pedantic and be like, oh, well, white people invented this and white people did that, it's like, okay, well,
white people have created the systems in which they can thrive. That is a fact.
SV, please let Ross speak.
No, actually, you know what, SV, I genuinely want to ask you this. So, do you disagree with the concept and/or idea that in the U.S. of A, white men have not been at the helm of creating laws, systems, ways to, you know what I'm saying, like. I'm getting emotional. Give me a second.
I mean, do you realize that Europeans fought and killed and unalived each other for thousands of years?
Say that one more time. I can't really hear what you're saying. I'm sorry.
Did you understand that Europeans unalived each other for thousands of years over these issues?
How does that contradict what I'm saying? That's not a response to what I'm saying at all.
Well, why are you collectivizing all white people as one thing? Do you want to be collectivized?
What I'm saying is it's not collectivizing, and that's not the word. Let's be clear.
Yes, you are. You
collectivizing is not a word. But secondly, let me be clear. I'm stating that these systems that are still in power now were created by white men. That is a fact fundamentally. Like I don't know what.
And what's your point? Because it was created by white men.
You were complaining about the systems that are in. You are
okay. So okay.
You were complaining about the systems that are still in place.
Hold on, I can't complain about a system that was created by
because you just said that you don't benefit from them. You just said that if it's not benefiting us, it is because it was created for y'all, by y'all, for y'all. It's very.
Well, are you benefiting from the system?
Thank you, Sam. Also, SV, please don't unmute yourself. Raw has been trying to speak for 5 fucking minutes. Please let him talk for a second.
And what I said is what I said. Like you came up here and tried to pretend like, oh, the system is not benefiting us. It was created by y'all for y'all. So I don't know where this
how is it benefiting all white people equally?
I'm so sorry. Say it again.
How is it benefiting all white people equally? Just because? So
are you asking me how a white patriarchy benefits white men?
Are you saying that no black person? Hold on. Are you saying no black people benefit from it?
From patriarchy, black, I think men in general benefit from patriarchy, but I think white men.
Then why are you complaining about it as a man? Why are you complaining about it benefiting you?
Because I don't. Just because I benefit from it doesn't make it right. I don't understand why you don't have empathy to understand that it should be
become a woman, and then you can.
If you're going to ask me a question, allow me to answer, please, because I don't get what we're doing.
So why don't you become a woman and then you can claim victim status?
What's crazy is you're lacking empathy, and the thing about and this is not like surprising from you, but my thing is simply just because I'm a person that can benefit from a system doesn't mean that I should, champion the system. I don't think there should be a system in place that is only benefiting us. I'm not going to ask you again. I do not think that just because a system benefits me that I shouldn't argue against it not being equitable. Equity and starting off on a level playing field as a black person realistically is where I'm at. So I don't know who you're trying to convince. I don't get it.
You're just being performative, and
what you're being is purposely obtuse and stupid, and you lack empathy, and that's your thing.
No, you're just pretending to have empathy when you actually don't have any.
You're telling me as a black person in America, I'm pretending to say that is equitable. Equity should be addressed first. Are you trying to say?
You're just saying magic words.
You don't know. No, you just don't know the definitions.
Everybody,
sorry.
Can y'all hear me? Just real quick. SV. I'm going to mute you, and if you unmute again, I'm just gonna fucking drop you. I don't care about your fucking opinion, okay? You're up here. You're up here because you requested to be up here, okay? If you want to stay, just mute yourself and let Raw speak. Just try to contain yourself, please. Go ahead, Raw.
And respectfully, I just don't understand why there's this huge uproar about being just empathetic. It all kind of boils down to that shit. Like, I don't. If I'm going to sit here and be super pro-black, right? And blackness is a social construct. There's no way that I cannot be super gender construct. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's no way that I can do that. Or even like, I don't understand why it's so surprising or confusing for a person who can benefit from a system to kind of rebel against it. It doesn't make sense to me. The fact that I have to defend it makes me know that humans we're cooked. Like, I don't get it. So you guys go ahead. I will gladly answer any questions. And I thank you.
Go ahead, SV.
Yeah, I mean, I know it sounds like I'm being disrespectful, but here's the thing is like you're collectivizing all white people into one thing. And then when people turn it around and say like, it's not right and it's prejudiced, and you say, well, only white people can be racist. It's like, well, you're literally performatively doing the exact thing that you're railing against. So you're benefiting from the system that you're against as well, because you're just claiming status to pretend that you're like above it. And when you're not, you're a part of the system too. Everybody's a part of the system, whether you're
1,000%. I agree with that last statement, but I want to be very clear about where you're fundamentally wrong. I didn't come up here and say white people can't do anything. I didn't say any of that. What I simply said is that you were complaining about the system, how it's not really benefiting you. And I said, well, it was y'all created it. And then I said that white men, the patriarchy has created the laws and the systems that are in place now. And that's all I said. Everything else that you started with was not my argument. So I don't know who you're talking to. It can't be me because I didn't mention any of that. So try again.
He just wanted to get that off his chest. Like,
get that shit off somebody else's bird chest. That has nothing to do with what I'm saying.
Well, look, here's the thing is like, look, this beautiful lady here, I'm going to be respectful. Okay. You're saying I genuinely embarrassed to be white. Okay. Like, Why would somebody hate themselves for a made up term like white? White is not a real thing. Okay. White is not a real thing. It's just a made up term that you use as a weapon against people you don't like. I mean, that's all it is, right?
No, it's not. So yeah, it's a social demographic of people. I'll just say it's I don't
Social
know.
construct.
Not really. It's just a social demographic of people, right?
It's a social construct. Respectfully, it is a social
race
construct.
is a social construct, but I'm saying like white
Yeah.
people and stuff like that.
More
We're
so than
just like a
gender.
social demographic of people, right? So I'm saying I am embarrassed so thoroughly by the behavior, both past, present, and future, happening literally this second. All that fucking hate crimes, the vile, disgusting racism, the fucking grape, like we are like straight YT men are the largest consumers of CP on the entire fucking planet, essentially, right? I am embarrassed.
You forgot cis.
Menorah.
Cis, yeah. I'm disgusted to be part like literally 5-year-olds are committing fucking racial hate crimes. Literally. In the UK,
Okay,
there's
can I-
12-year-olds that are committing rape. I am embarrassed to be part of this fucking group of people. I'm so.
I mean, but look, hold on.
Can I jump in? I'm sorry.
I hate the straight white cis man.
I do. That's why I came up here. Actually, I
Wait
don't know
one
who wants to go
second.
first.
Wait 1 second. Hold on. If I were to turn that and say that about any other group of people in the world, whether it was true or not, how would anybody in the world react to me? You can only say that against whatever this made up term of white is. How
true or not?
So if I were to say that, well, all black people are this, and all or so many people do this who are black, and so I'm embarrassed to be black or whatever. Like how evil would that be for me to say that?
That's not the statement I'm making. You're not
Okay.
black.
I'm sorry. May I? I'm sorry. This is actually why I wanted to kind of like come up here, because the first statement kind of like really bothers me. I think that as opposed to being you are not a representative of everybody else. You are a representative of yourself, right? So, and I think that you, as a trans woman, you already know that you're not a part of the main YT demographic. That being said, as opposed to being embarrassed, I think it should be empowering to kind of be different from the past and the present and quote unquote the future. I don't think the future should be like this, but if I was to follow that same logic, I hate to, and I don't know, SV, whatever, I hate to kind of like follow where he was going with it. But realistically, if I was like, I'm embarrassed to be black because we have the highest crime rate and we are the most incarcerated, like it's just kind of like not race or hate self-hating. It just feels kind of
It's different. It's different though.
No, it's not different because it's not different because as opposed to complaining about it, I think that you should stand in your uniqueness. No group is monolithic, right? Black, straight, trans, whatever the case, white, whatever. No group is monolithic. So as opposed to taking on the burden of their wrongness and their, inability to have empathy, I think that you should set the trend of changing it. You know what I mean?
When I say I'm embarrassed to be YT, it is I am embarrassed to share any attributes whatsoever with the social demographic known as white people. Okay, when you say that it's the same thing, and I say this respectfully, it's the same thing. When you say it's the same thing as saying I'm embarrassed to be BLK because we are the highest incarcerated. Well, why are you the highest incarcerated? Because white men in the government, in the CIA, literally,
I get what you're saying.
Drugs on you,
But don't you think like there's also a reason behind? There's a reason behind everything, right? That's what I'm saying. I think as opposed to being embarrassed about the past, I think you should step into like I'm YT and I'm going to change it so the future's not going to look like that. That's all I'm saying. I think it's kind of like not a cop out, but I feel like it's kind of like. No, it's a cop-out, in my opinion. It feels cop-out-ish to say, like, oh, I'm not effing with it because, they did this, this, and this, as opposed to being like, okay, they did this, this, I'm not taking on the burden and the responsibility. However, I'm going to move like this so the rep of YT people change. You see what I'm saying?
I honestly, I don't even consider myself a white person. I'm just a person that happens to be white.
Right. Well, that's kind of what I'm trying to. That's what I've been trying to get at. Is like, look, like,
but I'm not gonna try to change and like be representative of the
No.
white people. I'm just like, I'm not even going to do that. I want nothing whatsoever to do with that group of people, because it's not just slavery. It's not just the actions of the past. It's the actions of this very fucking second. There is some live stream where some white kid, some 25 to 45-year-old white man is up there screaming the N-word on some black woman's panel, screaming racial slurs. There's some Nazi on Twitter that's writing the most heinous, vile shit, and he is white. I'm sick of it.
Lenore, what I'm saying, I hear what you're saying, and I get it, right? But I'm simply saying, I'm not expecting you to stand up and be a representative of white people. Of course not. But all you have to do, as opposed to being embarrassed, is live your life without said embarrassment, without that guilt, I think it's called YT guilt. I'm not saying that I'm absolving all YT people from it, but I think it's important for growth and societal change for you not to feel like you have to take on that burden, but also live your life with love and, no restrictions, no hatred, no, any of what's been going on, and be just a cumulative example of love. And you know what I mean? Like, I don't think moving in embarrassment is a healthy way, because just by the same example, the way I can go on TikTok and hear homophobia, FAG, whoop, and I'm like sitting there like, whoa, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not taking that on myself, because that's them.
Well,
I am who I am.
In the same way, like when you guys see that someone who's, trans, or somebody who's black, or somebody like that, who's saying like, we need to exterminate all white people because of the sins of their past. Like, look, like how many European people owned slaves in the last 500 years? Very, very few of them did, right?
Yeah, but I mean, listen, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but the mass,
and you're saying, well, because hold on, wait. You're saying because I look like somebody else who did something hundreds of years ago, I'm damned for their sins. That's ridiculous.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what Rye is saying. No, I am saying, just from being up here, the way you fucking talk about everything is just like, you're probably exactly who I'm talking about. You may not say racial slurs, but you adhere and are sympathetic towards the people who do. You are the same exact person that my brother is. You're the same exact person that our parents are. You're the same fucking person. Right.
Right. So you're a mind reader. You have the right to determine who's good, who's bad, who deserves to live, who deserves to die. I mean, that's
words. I listen to your words. I listen.
Okay. So words hurt you. Therefore, you
sound like
right. I got it.
Twitter user.
So this is why people react to you, because you're just saying there's no way to absolute yourself. Everything about you is evil, and I hate you. I mean, that's all you're really saying, ultimately.
Oh my God.
You are saying that. You 100% are. That's 100% what you're saying.
This is exactly what I'm talking about. If you were the kind of person that was just like, yeah, I don't fuck with those people, they're fucking crazy, I can't believe the way they act, and you're saying like, I am a person,
because I don't need to like denigrate myself down to your level and say that I need to defend myself for what other people have done. I don't need to absolve myself for the crimes of other people.
Your mic is really low. I can't really hear you.
I don't need to absolve I don't need to absolve myself for the crimes of other people. That's wrong. I don't need to say sorry for what other people have done.
Is that better?
Okay. Yeah, a little bit, but not that much. Can I just say this, SV? Yes. SV, can I say this to you really quick? I hate to interrupt you, host, but SV, no one's asking that of you, right? But you can not, stand in the guilt of your ancestors or your familial past, but also not be contributing to the ongoing problems of oppression and restriction.
So how am I contributing to it by living, like just being a person?
Listen, I swear to you, I'm saying this in response to what you just said. I don't know you personally. I don't know what the hell you do, right? I'm simply saying that as opposed to being transphobic, any type of phobic, or any type of anti-restriction or anything like that, you can just move with light and love. Like, if it doesn't personally harm, or not even personally, if it doesn't harm, I'm confused why it's such a big deal. I've always said this, even when I was a kid.
Because as you guys think, words have impact and words are violence and they can lead to violence. And that's what you guys are promoting, whether you're aware of it or not.
Thank you, Sam, for the roses.
In which way? In which way did I say something?
Because of the way that you're framing the whole thing, and the same way that you're judging me, I can see what you guys
are
doing.
Not judging
you guys are being very sneaky with the way that you're framing things. And I think
this is insecurity, right? So what you're doing right now is
okay, then you're just being insecure. How's that? Is that better?
So
for
this
you?
is the thing. Like it came through in many forms. Just in speaking with you for the little bit that I have. But the fact that it's multiple reasons. One, you can't allow somebody else to finish their thought, right? You also don't. You're purposely obtuse. You purposely misread the point or misunderstand the point because you want to make another point, right? And lastly, you have white tea guilt. Like I mean this from the bottom of my heart. It's either you are admonishing it. I'm sorry. You're either reveling in it or you're trying to remove yourself from it. But it's very clear to me.
So
Hold
if I
on,
said
sir.
these
Let
things to you,
me
if
allow
I
me to
said
finish.
these
If
things
I'm
to you,
wrong,
how
you
would
can
you
tell me
react?
I'm wrong, but allow me to finish my point. I will land. What I'm saying to you is it's very, very clear that to me it just feels like insecurity. I don't think that you're a racist person. I'm sorry, I don't know if I can say that. And I'm only saying, actually, I can't even say, I don't know you enough to say that. But what I will say is I don't feel malicious intent from you. I just feel kind of smugness, right? I feel smugness and I feel belonging and just for unintentional or unreasonable, rather, belonging in a conversation that has nothing to do with you. And that's all I'm saying. So please tell me where I'm wrong. And please actually cite what I'm saying versus you arguing about whatever you want to argue about.
I mean, you basically didn't respond to anything I said. So
Yeah, SPS, you're 35 years old?
Yep.
Okay. You still act like this. That's fucking crazy. I'm like half your fucking age. Okay. But what I want to say is it like on the YT topic, but we were kind of talking about straight people. But on the YT topic, I do not experience YT guilt. I know it's confusing, but YT guilt is more like a internal guilt or like, I don't know, progressive sort of leftist, like made up guilt towards slavery. I condemn that with the straw, like that is literally probably the most vile point in our fucking history as a country. It's one of the most vile things you can do. Literally, probably the most vile thing you can do is enslave another human being. But I do not feel, because I was not personally involved with that at all, nor were any of my ancestors. I do not feel guilt over that.
Neither were mine.
I do not feel guilt over the actions of YT people. I am disgusted by the actions of YT people, of the social demographic known as YT people, because when something horrible happens, when a hate crime is committed, when something happens, when a school, happens, right off the bat exactly what the person looks like. It's.
But what does that have to do with you?
But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying I do not even. I want nothing to do with that. I'm ashamed to even
Why do you associate yourself with that? Just because you have the same skin tone? I just want to make sure I understand.
That's what I'm saying, is that I am ashamed to share any attributes whatsoever with that fucking group of people. I literally renounce them entirely. Right? If I was ever part of that group of people, I renounce them entirely. Like, I don't want to be representative.
Mao starved millions of people to death. If you were Chinese, would you feel ashamed to be Chinese?
This is a whataboutism. SV,
It doesn't change the fact that it's relevant to what you're saying.
It doesn't change the fact that the Chinese enslaved people. What are you talking about?
So if you were Chinese, would you feel ashamed to be Chinese?
Zedong? Why are we talking about General Mao?
Yeah, I don't know why we're kind of transracially attack or trying
because
to
this guy's racist.
No, not you. I'm talking about the people on the panel. I think it's a very easier way to kind of like explain your point without going there, and I kind of want to hear it realistically. Not to attack you, host. I'm not trying to.
Every single
I know.
Person of every race can hold that position because every single race has.
But how does that make her position wrong?
It's not that it makes it wrong. It just makes it not a crazy position to withhold. If you're
so you agree with it?
No, I don't agree. Every race can hate people within their own race. That's not crazy.
Like, for example, I'll give you an example why I'm embarrassed to be white. Like white people wiped each other out for the last 100 years in Europe for no reason at all, essentially, right? And then now what? So what do we got out of it? Nothing, right?
Okay.
Now we're in it. Now everybody hates us, even though.
So does everybody agree with the host? Then is that what I'm hearing?
No, but here's the thing: is like, if I was Chinese and I said I feel guilty because a Chinese person did a bad thing a long time ago, like what? Then what? So
no,
like,
it's not.
Yeah, but that doesn't further any point. This was so confusing. It doesn't further your point. I'm asking you guys.
Bad things are still happening in China today too. By the way,
I'm sorry.
Bad things are still happening in China.
Bad things are happening everywhere. That's not the point. The question I'm asking you is you kind of agree with what, if you guys don't disagree with the prompt, I'm confused why you're speaking.
I'll answer your
Because they just
question.
want to.
I know your question. You've said it 3 times. I'm trying to answer it for you. I disagree with the prompt. I don't disagree with the way the prompt was explained.
You disagree with the prompt, and then say the last part again.
But I don't disagree with how the prompt was explained. When the host explained their position,
fine.
I don't disagree with the position. I disagree with the wording of the prompt. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. But that's the same thing.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah. Let's move on because I don't.
Yeah.
This is stupid.
Let me give you another example.
I wanted to
Look,
ask
See, I don't want to hear about another example about
when
a different culture.
when that trans lady did that thing in the Catholic Church, right? Do you think that you should feel guilt for what she did because of her crimes?
What I'm not talking about guilt. I'm talking about shame.
Okay, do you think you should feel shame for what she did as a trans person?
If the overwhelming majority of trans women behaved and conducted themselves in a way that was socially and morally reprehensible every single second of every single day, yeah, I'd be fucking embarrassed. But
So
they
what
do
is it
not.
that
They do
the
not.
majority of white men do that is the things you've categorized? Which one do majority of white men partake in?
You ever been on fucking Twitter? It's got 1 billion users. You know how many of them are
A lot
white?
of them are robots run by Russia and other countries.
No, that's just on the political side. That's just on the political side, right? That's when it comes to hashtag MAGA, hashtag Elon Musk.
I mean, this sounds like a fallacious point, but I'd love for you to finish what you're going to say.
A fellatio point?
That sounds kind of good. But okay.
It's like illogical. But Menor, can I ask you something real quick?
Yeah, what's that?
So do you think if sleeping with someone under a false identity, this is going to sound like it's random, but I promise it'll connect. Do you think sleeping with someone under a false identity, like especially through coercion, do you think that would be grape or morally reprehensible?
Yes, I think if I do not disclose that I am transgender to someone before I have sex with them, that would be considered at the very least sexual assault because I'm violating the terms of the sexual contract we have agreed upon. There's certain terms.
Right, so you cut right to my point. Do you know when polled at the Julian Rollins Institute, do you know, and this was back in 2020, what percent of trans women said they didn't disclose that they were trans until
There's no way that's a real statistic.
Of knowing the individual?
There's no way that's a real statistic. I'm so sorry to burst your bubble. There's no way the survey could have been accurate. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, they didn't interview me.
That's a folly survey. I mean that respectfully. That's a crazy, crazy survey.
Yeah.
Do you know exactly what I'm talking about? You know the survey I'm referring to?
It's okay. Let me just kind of answer this, right? If I have a survey, say I took a survey in 2020, right? That said that all men, like I asked all the men in America whether or not they've ever had gay ideals. Like what? First of all, it's realistically, I'm not going to ask all men. That's number one. Number two, this is going to be validated a lie because of shame and all that. It's a ridiculous statistic and survey to take. It's not.
Well, here's a better way to frame it. And so you said that you were embarrassed because the majority of white men do X, Y, Z. Well, again, like why does it have to be the majority?
I didn't
How would
say
you know?
the majority.
You did though.
I
mean,
never
you
said the majority.
Okay, but you're saying so
I said when something objectively vile happens in society, it is almost always a fucking white dude.
Host, what you said is if a majority of trans people were acting in a morally and socially unacceptable way, you would be embarrassed.
Yes, majority of trans people don't expose that they're.
But I didn't say the majority of white people.
After
I said the majority.
You were talking about trans specifically.
Yeah, I was trans specifically because we're a much smaller demographic of people. We are like so vastly smaller of a group of demographic of people socially that like just in terms of numbers, if the majority of us is like 90,000, whereas the majority of white men is like literally 150 million.
Well,
or something.
yeah, but here's the thing: in the world, white men are like a minority right now. So
Jesus Christ.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's a fact.
What was I saying earlier about you listen to the things that they say, and that's how you determine if they're racist? Yeah,
but that's a fact, though. That's a fact.
But
like, in the world.
Fact. Why does that matter? Why would you bring that up?
Well, why are you bringing it up? That the amount of men in the country matter.
Hold on. I'm sorry. I want to interject and ask a question. Why the white men? I thought you said white people in general. Am I correct? Why are we talking about specifically white men? Is that not what I'm confused? When did that become confused. Listen, and on top of that, and I'm going to be fair, guys. I swear to God, Host, I think you were making the comparison about trans behaving in that manner to explain why you were embarrassed to be white. But I don't know why the goalpost is not talking about white men specifically. If it's not transphobia, I just want to make sure, because I don't remember Host ever saying that. I remember she's saying that it was just when she said the whole trans thing, it was to explain further her point. So why are we now slicing it down to
no? Because here's the thing:
men?
is like you're saying that you're embarrassed because white people do all these evil things, and I'm saying if a trans person does an evil thing, do you feel responsibility for the actions of a trans person?
And her response was, sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, my response was, and I'll repeat it and then I'll explain what I meant by it. If the majority of like an enormous percentage of, not even percentage, if an enormous number, just incalculable number of trans women in proportion to how many there actually are, were to be committing objectively vile, evil, and morally reprehensible actions every second of every single day, both in real life and on the internet, then yeah, I'd be fucking embarrassed. But they are not. Whereas
I already gave you a statistic. You said
not
that
just
it
white
would
guys,
be more
white people, just everybody. Right? There was a white woman.
Right, you
last
said
year,
that
there was a white woman last year that went up to a disabled black child, screamed the N-word at him, and made $2 million because she lost her job. Do you know about that? You ever heard about the SVS?
Well, I know Chinese parents who abuse their children. Should I blame
What's going
Chinese
on with
people?
China? China is weird. I don't know why you keep bringing up China. It's very, very confusing.
Well, because again, it's just weird that you guys are saying all white people. Europeans are very diverse. Number one.
Say all white
Okay, so SV, I think you're this is why I think you're purposely obtuse because you're insecure. The point, it could be black, Chinese, whatever the case may be. If you allow me to
psychoanalyze me, go ahead.
I'm not going to psychoanalyze you, but it doesn't make sense that you're like not understanding the overall point, because it seems to me very, very clear, and I think everybody else on the panel kind of understands it. It could be whatever it is. A person of that demographic is embarrassed to be a part of the demographic because that demographic does horrible things. That is what the host is saying. I don't know why we're like what is
weird.
But the comparison between the demographic that she belongs to versus the Chinese, that has nothing to do with the argument. The argument is completely centered about the fact that because the abhorrent acts of said group, she feels embarrassment. So why is it that you feel to compare racial? Like I don't understand.
So this is kind of like random, but why do you keep blinking like one eye at a time and like
me? Oh, sorry.
So random. No, the host. They blink like one, like the right eye first and the left eye.
I don't. What are you talking about? Do you have latency in your Wi-Fi?
No, you're like blinking like one eye first, then the other one.
Like this?
No, like one eye at a time.
Oh, I think I've done that like twice. It's because my eyes are fucking tired as shit. I've been up for like 15 hours. It's like 4 a.m. here. I also keep doing this.
Okay, cool.
All right, can I ask Ra my question now? Because we're finally moving on. I think I was curious, Ra, if you believe there's different types of empathy, if you think empathy just is an encapsulating word that just is just all empathy, or if there's different types of empathy.
You know, that's actually a very interesting question. It has nothing to do with prompts, so I'll answer it as fast as I can. I think that there are different forms of empathy, but I think that generally the general concept of said empathy is one that encapsulates all of them. So it's like a flow chart essentially, but the big guns is the concept and the understanding of the empathy. So any type of various forms of it still comes from the same concept.
So this is where I would disagree with you, where like you try to keep saying that, or maybe it wasn't you, I don't know if you were in here saying it, but that we're not showing empathy, but I think we actually are showing empathy. We're maybe not showing what I would call like a toxic empathy that just says, I understand your pain, so therefore nothing you do is wrong. It's more the idea of like, I understand your pain and I can care enough to tell you truth, because there is objective truth in the world. It's not just everyone has our own truth.
Joker,
there's still a objective truth.
Before you go around telling the nearest schizophrenic person, you're imagining things, you crazy fuck. Before you do that, why don't you research, before you make a conscious effort to go out of your way to do these things or to say these things, why don't you make an actual effort to research will this behavior be therapeutic or detrimental to this person's mental health? The way you were saying
this
it
is where, when I
was
said the
society
UK
cannot affirm
when I said
the delusions of crazy people.
Did the UK were they not ahead of us in?
So I'm sorry to interrupt you, Joker. I just want to. I might have came into the chat later, so I'm not really sure what you're referring to specifically. But when you say empathy enough to like tell somebody that they're delusional, essentially, what are you referring to specifically? And I think I can guess. I think I can guess. But like, if I was,
this is in the response to the host saying that, well, because she brought me up here because of the fact that I clapped for the UK. And I said, yeah, that seems like a good decision the UK made. And now I'm saying the UK was the first one.
Again, what did I miss?
Bathroom issue.
What did they do? I'm sorry.
They kicked trans women out of social spaces that have the word woman on it. Any social space.
Okay. And you felt like that was right. Okay. And I mean, okay, keep going. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're fine. I have no problem. Yeah, so I was just saying that like the host just said, like, they were the first they were ahead of us on trans rights, trans acceptance, and allowing trans. They did the experiments. They allowed for the things to naturally occur. And then they have now stepped back on it and said, oh, maybe we were allowing some things that weren't good for our society as a whole. So let's take some of these things back. I don't think that's not empathetic. I think that's actually empathy, and not just towards one.
No, it's not. It's just a Band-Aid. I'm sorry I just want to get a little clarity on what happened in the UK. So what is the alternative? So trans have to use male bathrooms? Like trans women have to use male bathrooms?
Yeah, and if they don't, they'll be jailed.
Wow. Okay. That's nuts. But okay. Your question is that not being empathetic? I just want to make sure I understand what you're asking me.
My question was really just if you believe there's a such thing as empathy and a such thing as toxic empathy, that just if you agree that there are those types of empathy and not just.
Yeah, let me kind of explain why I feel like siding with being empathetic to a side that's restricting or harming or potentially putting people in danger because of some imaginary, reason is not empathy. I think it's just an agreement, if I'm going to be honest with you. Empathy is feeling, and I can say this as honestly, I hate to pull the card, but I'm a black gay guy, whatever. So like this concept of just being kind of excluded, and I know that, it's not so much now in the present, but this exclusion concept, this feeling of just not being accepted and not being a part of society. When I say empathy, it resonates with me when there's another person or party or person that represents a party that has been restricted. So I don't think it's empathy to say that you're going to limit, restrict, and or